was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break my glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break the glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the gas, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah.
Blast off.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your f***ing cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Anything negative, cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. I tell you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise.
You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Prepare to start.
Dash League Nation, it has all come down to this. Are you ready for the Dasher Tier Finals? What's going on, everyone? My name's Goose. We've got Willow, Not Gollum, and Nightfire in the booth. What's going on, guys?
Hey!
Oh, yeah.
I've been really building up to this.
Woo! This is going to be incredible, and I cannot wait.
This is the big time. This is it. This is what everybody's been waiting for.
Oh, yeah.
This is what we love.
Oh, yeah, and we've got lots of people in the chat.
Nightfire, you want to say what's up from over from VRML? You know, now we got Nightfire. Super excited to be here with you.
Yeah, it's awesome that we were able to do this partnership with the Dash League and have the Dash League finals on the VRML network. It's been, I think, like a record weekend, so we're adding you guys in to what was, for us, the most content we've ever produced in one weekend. We had over 100 teams participating in the Orion Drift tournament this weekend. We had Breachers finals, Pavlov finals. I think Onward had a regular season match. It's been quite busy over on the VRML side of things, and we're happy that Dash League is active and that you guys are producing what is a great show. I've been watching the streams all day today. I've been tuning into all the different matchups. It's been a lot of fun, and I love all of the animated content at the front end of the stream. It's awesome. The production value is top tier here.
Thank you much. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of pings, a lot of live streams. I was just watching the Veil right before this, seeing our boy Rekko there. I won't spoil anything, but Rekko was cleaning house as usual, baby. Yeah, so I mean, it's crazy the amount of stuff that you guys are doing. It's crazy that we can be a part of it too, and I love that. I think everybody here just loves this VR space. That VR is truly like the next frontier of gaming, man, and we're all a part of it. You know, it's great. It's so nice.
Yeah, I'm just thankful again that you guys are, involving the VRML network in this production, because it's high quality. It reminds me of exactly what we started off trying to do with VRML and all of the different leagues, and how we branched into this network of multiple leagues across multiple games. And for the first time, we're partnering with other leagues like you guys, like Dash League, and with other communities, so that we can help promote and grow your community too, because we want to see the space and grow. All rising tide raises all ships kind of mentality for us, for sure. And we're really happy to be able to bring hopefully a bunch of folks from the VRML network and people that have been watching all of the content this weekend over to the Dash League finals.
And at the same time, everybody should be checking out a lot of what Veil has going on. They've got a ton of different games, which you just mentioned earlier, a lot of different competitive leagues, and a whole variety of shapes and sizes. So expanding horizons is all what this is about.
Absolutely.
That all being said, right now, right here, everybody is ready to see Life versus REKT, that this entire Dash League Season 9 has been building up to. And let's take a look at the teams.
All right. Well, do we want to check out their hype videos that they have submitted?
If you don't mind, I'd like to also just put in real quick, it's great to see REKT here. REKT is also a franchise at this point, I guess, a team name that we see in other VRML leagues as well.
Right.
And it's cool to see REKT in the Dash League and competing at it's no surprise, at a very high level. It's the REKT brand at this point that they are a top tier team in the VR esports.
Yeah, they are. It's great, and Acer was competing here too, and Dash League has been for a bit. Like, I love that. I love going to Veil and seeing Acer's name everywhere, and then I come back to Hyperdash and you see those same names everywhere. But I think the thing that's truly incredible about it is like you would expect. It's like, oh, that's REKT. You know, it's the same 5 people. They just play a ton of VR, I guess. But it's like, no, like these are different people all under the same umbrella. So it's like, you know, they have different skill sets. They you know, we have masters of Hyperdash. I mean, the top level Hyperdash. And then you go over to Veil and you see the top level over there is completely different people, but they are all under the same goal of just, you know, taking names, taking championships. I think that's so cool. I mean, it shows that there's like organizations, you know, that really exist.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
Well, we appreciate that. Goose, we got some amazing videos to hype up for this great match and these great players that we're about to see. Let's roll those.
All right, here we go.
Never be defeated. Already won. Never be defeated. Already
There it is. There's the checkpoint.
And Sunrise as well. One does go down, but hello.
Nice.
Almost inside. Persona going crazy.
Low gets another. Ebracker almost there. 10 seconds.
Whoa, what the hell?
Holy speed! 35 seconds. What do you expect to see from a Can he make it 5? 5 just got it 2 wide.
It's a 8 championship.
My goodness.
Live versus REKT.
We've got Life taking on REKT.
So many back and forths. These F2P rockets are brutal, man. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh. Life gets a point already. Wow. Impressed.
Oh, he got the kill. How'd that even happen?
Oh, and that's a point.
All right. Well, wasn't that awesome? Thank you so much to everybody who submitted those videos. So right now, we're actually going to look at the lineups in this match. Are you guys ready? Here,
Sure are. It's great to see what arms we have brought to bear from both sides.
Exactly right. And here we go.
First up on Life, today in lobby, we have Destroyer, Evil Pancake, F2P, Castle, and Lazarus, really the cream of the crop of the Life lineup that we could expect to see today.
And over on REKT, seeing a similar top roster, we've got REKTBread.com, Baron, Venom, and Cream. And
if you know any of these players, you know that is a stack roster.
Really? Yes.
There we go, a little bit of a technical issue. Okay, I don't know how my mic got unmuted. Perfect timing. So with that being said, these guys going head-to-head, probably the best possible lineup between two teams that we could expect to see all this season.
Absolutely. Oh, jinx. All right.
Yeah, and if you guys remember last season too, like these were the very similar players doing very like amazing things, like Baron and Evil Pancake, and just like people that absolutely can destroy in these lobbies. And I'm excited.
Absolutely right. All right.
Are they getting ready to go?
Looks like they're still just discussing some last-minute things.
Maybe.
We do have some giveaways coming up, so stay tuned for that. Not Gollum. Do you wanna say what those giveaways are?
Gollum actually just took a step away.
Oh.
But I can. I know.
Okay.
Look, you're gonna have to settle for Willow here.
No, I'm all good. Willow, do you want to say what those giveaways are?
Absolutely. So we have got a real-life golden shock from the game that you can win. We've also got a $100 merch gift card from the Dash League website merch store. Any merch at your favorite teams, your favorite, Dash League. You can get a mug, you can get a hat, you can get, anything. And with that $100 merch gift card will come a 100% donation to charity, which is kind of crazy. And similarly, we've got a $50 merch card that also comes with a $100 donation. So some huge wins over there. So we've got the shocks, we've got the merch store, we've got the charity donut, and we're not even done because thanks to Doll at a last minute contribution, we love Doll, is going to give the new DLC bundles to 2 possible winners. That is the Ramen and Frontline DLC entire skin pack that you can get for all of the guns in Hyperdash. And
Let's go.
All of that can be won here at the Dash League Network YouTube chat. That is we're streaming at a lot of places right now. We really love you wherever you're watching from, but just to keep it consistent, we're paying attention to the YouTube live stream chat on Dash League Network. That is how you can go ahead and win any of those crazy giveaways.
Also want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Dubby. Got it right here. Debbie is an energy drink. It is great. I'm drinking it right now. It tastes amazing. And you can get 10% off your order with Dash League, 10% with that code, and help support Dash League.
Yeah, you get some nice energy boost for your huge games, and then you also support the league at the same time. That's a win-win right there. All right, it seems like they're gearing up to go here. So we've got some content here for anybody that is not a huge Dash League veteran like some of us here. We've got some nice explanatory videos that just goes over kind of the basics of the game modes that we're going to be jumping into here. I think that would be great to go over if any of you are a little lost to what this is.
All right, well, here we go with that.
Welcome to Domination, the fastest paced game mode VR esports has ever seen. This game mode is simple. On every map there are 3 buttons, 1 at each team spawn and 1 in the center of the map. In order to win, teams will need to capture objectives by pressing buttons. When pressed, these buttons will shoot a beam of light matching their team's color into the sky. Teams will need to capture all 3 points, including their enemy spawn point, and hold it for 5 seconds to score a point. First team to score 3 points wins. Domination is known for being a game of speed, killing, and map control, often favoring teams with higher killing potential than other game modes. So players will need to lock in to win their way to the top. Domination has 3 potential maps in Dash League. Waterway, one of the smallest maps in the entire league with the highest amount of action. Quarry, the largest map in the entire game that requires the highest level of coordination and communication.
Hey, here we go. Life versus REKT on map 1 on Quarry, already off to a rockin' start. Castle over on B in contest, taking out Venom and capturing the B button for Life. In the meantime of this initial opener, it doesn't look like it's going quite in the immediate favor of either team. We are going to start the giveaway in the comments of this YouTube stream on the Dash League channel. Go ahead and comment Dash League in all caps at the start. When Dash League in the comments says start, the giveaway for the shotgun will stop. When Dash League says stop, we'll repeat that for all the giveaways.
Yeah, go ahead and drop that if you want to win any of the crazy giveaways we just announced. Jumping back into the commentary, we're seeing Destroyer destroying as per usual, living up to the name. I'll give this to Destroyer. He's one of the few guys that I know that really lives up to the name that he gave himself, the ego name. I love it. We're seeing a great countdown going down right there, barely getting countered by .com. .com maybe getting a 2K here. Not quite. Looks like F2P doing the runaround. Just narrowly avoiding death there. We see Evil Pancake with a nice long-range shot there. Look at that dash rollout, absolute speed that he is able to pull off. That's something that's only at the top level here. Baron, I'm back to you, I guess.
I thought he was going to be dedicated down to the tunnel. That is a little quirk of the Quarry map, is there's 2 separate routes, completely separate routes that you have to keep track of as a team that you cannot view and support from either position. There's B, where we are now with Destroyer capturing that button there and going to clear out the basement of players like Bread. And there is the tunnel that we are not currently in view of, except in the bottom right side of the screen. That tunnel goes straight towards the enemy base. Meanwhile, B is one of the 3 buttons that teams have to capture in order for a countdown to start and for teams to try and get up to those 3 points that will win them the match. Right now, the score, of course, is 0-0. Neither team has really had any serious countdown worth consideration. It's kind of been a back-and-forth battle in both the tunnel and B. Teams slowly trickling in on Life's side. Castle getting 1 kill, almost a 2nd kill there. Life has a countdown. Oh, barely getting countered there, not going to secure that first point, and we're going back towards the mid-game, towards the back and forth that we were seeing earlier.
Just real quick, dudes, I'm seeing some chats. The cheers might be a little too loud if you want to lower those volume. But we're seeing Castle absolutely defending the alley here, but getting taken out by Bread as Bread now pushes into B. You can see over there at the left and right side that he's got a lot of teammates with him. This is what you want to see. When I was talking in the intro video that this is a huge map, and it requires coordination in that you need to be able to see your teammates. You need to be able to know where everybody is and join together just like that, so Baron can follow up on his teammate dying and get that counter. That could have been a point for Life if Baron wasn't there defending his teammate. Now we see 2 players on opposite ends in the same position as they're going to push up close to the base. Looks like Castle just no dips them, gets a nice little 2K straight into B, maybe getting a 3rd. He's going to capture that B point and try to get a little space. The thing with Quarry is it's a lot about taking space, taking map control. You want to be pushing forward so that you can own as much of this massive map as possible. And we're seeing that Castle's kind of solo doing that, and now he's getting his team group up. Castle possibly getting a 3K here. Oh, his teammate following it up. This is a countdown. We got 5 seconds. Almost, they're all gonna hold the button. This might be it. First score, and that's 1 score for
Wow,
Life.
what a way to start things off. First score, Baron, the last one left alive on Team REKT, but we are back to the openers, to a new opportunity. The opener is very significant, with every player able to make it all the way to the spawn door with their initial dashes. Practicing these openers is key, as you can get the momentum quickly in your favor. Of course, this is a game hinges on momentum. When you can only have to score 3 points in order to completely win a match over these 25 minutes or less if you get 3 earlier, then the way that you open, the way that you get your momentum rolling and try and get those 3 opportunities you need to win are very significant. It looks like the opener is working in favor of REKT. Still, they have semi-control of life space. Life struggling to clear it out. Does take out Venom. I think that's almost everybody except Bread, who is holding players down like Lazarus and FPP, distracting them, keeping them from flooding into REKT's space. But REKT finally starting to stabilize here. Life gets REKT space, and now REKT only has control of B as Evil Pancake tears things up, grabbing dashes, grabbing L, bouncing up and down the 2 different sightlines from Tunnel, allowing his teammates to flood in through that quick route. But still, Life does not have control of B, and REKT even is starting to get control of their base back. As soon as Evil Pancake goes down, even though there's a countdown for Life, I think they're comfortably going to take their base back. Yes, that's right.
Absolutely, yeah. And you saw that Pancake knew that he couldn't get that countdown, that score, so he was going to just try to spawn camp a little bit. Got countered by Baron here. An amazing group up by REKT here. This is going to be a countdown. It was for a second. Now we're seeing some battling in the enemy base. They want to get this fight over as fast as possible, and not quite. Life getting an amazing counter there. REKT wanted that fight to end as quickly as possible, because as long as the countdown is going, that they cannot respawn. They are locked out, and because it got countered for just a little second there, you saw all of Life respawn and was able to easily come back, retake their base, get everything back. Lazarus now camping into the basement of the enemy base. We see .com, and oh my gosh, when worlds collide on the little bottom right, we see that Laz, the flank, the trap was set and it worked, and Laz is pushing out into the enemy base. He was a little too low for winning that fight, though. Gets taken out. Bread here doing some nice control, trying to get their base back. A countdown for Life, but ain't nothing to it. Castle, though, going to steal some resources, try to get a countdown, but one man does not make a victory. He cannot win that 1v3 right there. Someone asking who won payload. This is the first map. Started domination. No one won payload. No one won domination. It's 0-1 right now in Life's favor. Destroyer getting nice control on B here, as he's also with his teammates. I know I keep harping on this, but this is really impressive. You never see this in league games, how much these players can all see each other and back each other up. There is not a 1v1 to be found in this game. It is all team fights, 2v2s, 3v3s, 3v2s. And that's how you win these games. That's how you come together and join. Look at that. A 2v2 going towards REKT's favor. Now .com getting a 3K, possibly getting a countdown, but losing B. Does not have B control. He needs some teammates to go back and capture B for him, as .com is absolutely schmoving around these guys, but does end up getting taken out. Bread here still in the enemy base, still waiting for B to be captured. Now he's going to try to take that engagement and is going to lose it to Evil Pancake. Pancake is surprisingly not picking up that dash, as he's now going to push into Tunnel, taking the Tunnel dash. And now he's in the enemy base there. Gets a nice kill. Misses the button, I think. Oh, no, he hits it. Still missing B, though. We're seeing a trend here with teams missing B, and that's really good. That shows you that Tunnel is pushing out, but B isn't able to push out with them. That's going back to that coordination thing of you want the whole team to push in together. You want B to push along with Tunnel, and we're seeing a lot of map control in the enemy spawn, which is great, but we're not seeing that equal map presence in B, which is preventing anyone from getting any of these scores. We're now officially almost 10 minutes into this game, and only one score has happened, which just goes to show you how close this game is.
Really, seriously. And players like .com, I just have to always focus in on individual players' performances sometimes. .com is insane with the dashing. You mentioned earlier, Willow, about Evil Pancake tearing things up with his dash speed, but it's also the dash placement that's also important. As you see in that moment there, .com barely missed his dash, thankfully didn't get punished for it, but he was out in the open for a split second, and the split second is all you need to get a kill at this high of a level and this fast pace of a game. Also, Cream looking out for that little hidey hole there, must have seen the dash trail just barely around that corner. That is a position that even at the highest level, that tiny little cubby there can be a very tricksy method for a team to try and get momentum back in their favor by sneaking into the enemy base. None of them are looking, but Evil Pancake on the lookout. So that dash speed that I was mentioning earlier. Let me knock it off track. Such an D game. Sometimes I kind of lose focus, but these players are locked in. And the speed is not the only
wow.
The position.
Countdown,
whoa,
countdown for
REKT.
1 second.
Whoa, no! Venom barely
again.
missing the kill, but Castle still left alive, is going to get that counter. Oh my goodness, that was close. Another countdown for REKT, not going to turn into a score, and all of Life is Together going to push out. But the positioning of your dash and the speed together, that is what makes a top-tier player. A lot of these players have been playing for literal years at this point. Some of them ever since the game was initially made, even in alpha. And so it's no surprise to see the battle for Tunnel is oftentimes some of the faster dashing players like Dotted Toms, who are famous for their speed and their accuracy and positioning with those dashes and split-second decisions, to that point where it's a subconscious reaction to be moving to one position or another. Evil Pancake down on the button. Red takes him out, going for the reverse counter, gets his base back. Life still in control of their own base. We're back into the back and forth. Mid-game once again, it looked like Life was going to get a little bit of a push through Tunnel, but that is not going to work out quite in their favor. Willow, thus far, have you noticed any sort of trends from either of these teams in terms of who's being sent where or how many are sent through Tunnel versus B?
You know, I'm noticing a little bit more Tunnel presence than I think you would expect to have seen. You know, if I was a betting man before this happened. Obviously, Tunnel fights are monumental. But I think we're seeing a little bit more of it than usual. And I think if I had to wager a guess why that's happening so much, is because all of these players are so insanely fast. .com especially being known as, oh, this is a countdown for life, so close. .com especially being known as one of the fastest dashers of all time. And, you know, in Tunnel, there's a dash that you can pick up in your spawn, a dash you can pick up in Tunnel. You can really just blaze through and get right into the action, right into the enemy base. And if you're good, and they are good at this game, you can get into the enemy base and get some serious kills, capture the enemy point, try to, you know, wait for your B team to catch up to the speed that you're at. And I think that's something that has never really happened too much in League because it's such a risky play, and it also relies so much on insane skill. And I think it's just taken a long time for teams to come together that have all the skills necessary to pull something off like that. Here we're seeing a good countdown for REKT here. We see Baron ignoring B, going straight to the enemy base. That's going to be a point for REKT right there. Amazing. They got a team wipe on Life that you can see there. I know we kind of missed a little bit of the action on the main screen, but they got all 5 kills team wipe right into that score. Again, while they're scoring, there's no response to the enemy team. So that was a really, really good point. Now we are tied officially 12 minutes into this 25-minute match. This is insanely close.
I know Castle is the type of captain to really crack the whip with his team in terms of trying to not let up on the gas, but it's almost inevitable when you're up by at least 1 point in these domination maps for you to change up your strategy on an individual and a team level to play just a little bit more reserved and opportunistic, because you know you have that point. You know you have that advantage. And now that advantage is gone. REKT has gone out of their way to score that 1 point, to get a full team wipe, no players on life left remaining, and things are tied up, so things are definitely going to be heating up on Team Life. Meanwhile, the mental momentum must be in REKT's favor, being down for so long and now tying things up like this. That is a huge mental boost for Team REKT.
Countdown for life right here.
Clearly making a difference, almost getting another point once again.
1 second.
They must have changed something up after that point scored by REKT, and I am sure that if they score one more point and get this to 2-1, they are not going to make the mistake that they may have been making earlier of letting the foot off the gas earlier. They're just going to go full aggro. Domination is a game mode that really benefits from being as aggressive as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I think that's just the nature of this game. I don't even think it's the nature of domination or Koi or any of that. Is what we've noticed season after season is the team that is able to put on more pressure faster and harder is the one that is able to win often way more games. The pressure in this game, it is the fastest paced game I have ever played, I've ever seen, and being able to push that speed to its absolute peak is what makes this game so much fun to play, so much fun to watch. I mean, look at how many gunfights we're seeing here. You never see this many gunfights in any other game. And so the meta of pushing people out of their comfort zone and saying, you have to take this fight, you have to take this fight, you have to take this fight over and over and over again. It gets I've already seen a lot of people in chat talk about that, you know, it gets exhausting to have this much happening, this much running around, and you see people are physically moving around, dodging, weaving. You see a countdown for REKT here. 3 seconds left. Oh man, getting countered by Lazarus there. A good headshot. Pancake returning to some sense of normalcy here, as Pancake is now going to go down into the basement, but is going to get taken out by Bread. This is going to be huge here. I guess not. I stand corrected. F2P is just too powerful. That was some insane movement. Getting back to what I was saying, look at the movement, the physical body movement. Oh my gosh, REKT getting a countdown while I'm talking, yapping, and REKT gets a score right there. Look at that. .com kind of BMing on point right there. He's so excited. REKT officially is in the lead here now. 10 minutes left. Life needs to score 2 points in order to win this map. Absolutely insane.
One important point here is domination game modes do have a tied overtime mechanic, which is possible, given the way these teams are performing, that we'll actually get to it. If Life gets to score 1 point and REKT doesn't score right now, okay, doesn't look like REKT's going to score just yet. They do have control of life space. But that overtime mechanic, wait a minute. Hold on now. Several holds. REKT wins. Oh my goodness, no overtime at all. 3-1 for map 1. REKT is in the lead.
Absolutely insane. I don't think anyone saw that coming. What an insane map win for REKT right there. They put it up. They said we are going to win this, and they stuck to it. And a great win by them. We're going to go into the scores. We're seeing Life top scoring over on Life is Destroyer with 12,000 score over on REKT, surprising no one. .com with less score, surprisingly, not even 10,000, going 43-47 to Life Destroyer, going 46-33. We're seeing top killing in the whole lobby is Evil Pancake, I think, again, surprising no one, going 53-44 over on REKT. The top killer is, as we've already said, .com. Absolutely insane. A 1-3 in REKT's favor. That is absolutely crazy. I see that the chat is going bananas right now, and I don't blame them, because I just don't think anyone saw this coming. I think at best we saw, it's going to be a 2-3, a really close win. I think, a lot of people expected Life to take the quarry there, and REKT just really told them, hey, this is real. You want to win this championship? You got to work for it.
Wrecked him. Darn near killed him.
No kidding, man. Absolutely insane. That a great match right there out of that quarry.
And a great sign for what we're going to be looking forward to in map 2. But we're not going to move on to that just yet. We do have another giveaway to start. All of the names for all of the giveaways are going to be randomly selected at the end of this stream, so make sure you stick around for that. But the next giveaway is going to be for a $50 Dash League merch store gift card, combined with a $100 charity donation in the name of the winner, and this is to a charity of the winner's choice. So that giveaway will be starting as soon as the Dash League account comments in the Dash League YouTube channel. Be ready for that. And
watch that live chat. Watch that live chat.
In the meantime, y'all can get ready for map 2. I believe that one should be Waterway, right? Because we just went through the quarry.
I believe so. Goose, do you know what the next map is? I don't remember.
I thought that we were doing Payload next.
That would make sense to me. But, look, we're going to get into it, and that's what we're going to do. As you can see, Dash League just said, say Dash League in that chat. You want to win. You got to be saying Dash League in that chat. Say Dash League in that chat. While we're here, just real quick, I will make this quick. We have 100 people live watching. Crazy. This might be one of the best live performances of Dash League we've had. And I see that there's 16 likes. Seriously, this is how this amazing league grows. I'm sure you've seen that we have put in an insane amount of work to make this grand finals the best grand finals we have ever had. And please, 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 liking the stream, sharing it around, staying watching live is what makes this league sustainable and grow and be around more. I love this game. You love this game. And we want to see more of this game played. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this live stream.
Absolutely.
Goose, do we got any media to be jumping in while we're doing giveaway?
Yes. So, this second... I lost my place. All right. So, we are going to hear from our sponsors really quick, and we will be back in just a couple of seconds here. Ko-Fi. It lets you support Dash League with a little money each month, and in return you get some sweet things. For $5 a month, you get a cool custom Discord role. For $10 a month, you get the role and you get a personal shout out each cast. And for $25, you can get all of that and a free Dash League t-shirt every season. Now that's less than you'd spend on a coffee per month. Oh wait, you're bots. You don't drink coffee. Or live. You kinda just stand there. Anyway, support Dash League by signing up on the Ko-Fi website. The link is in the description.
I hunt geese.
I'm gonna pretend that I didn't hear that. Support Dash League now on Ko-Fi and get cool things in return. Later, bots.
Are you winning, son? Does D stand for deceased? Because that's what they've made me. They hate to see a silly goose winning. I want the real Hyper Dash. I said the real Hyper Dash. Perfection.
2 more coming towards you.
Yeah, 2 more coming. Kill him! Kill him! Die! 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 Shoot the heads! Shoot the heads! Off with your head! Yes! That's my girl!
Me watching the pub, I'm in vote for Blimp knowing half the lobby is about to leave.
Top 5 Scaries Hyper Dash. Número 5.
When I am in a hit rate competition and my opponent is OTHR.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to teach you how to fly. Step 1. Grab yourself some rocket launchers because they fly. Step 2.
If you jump in the water right now, I'll give you... Dude, I didn't finish.
Fun HD lobby, ready for another match.
Reconnecting to server. This process takes about 10 to 20 seconds.
Eat a grenade! Eat a grenade! Eat a grenade! Eat a grenade!
Dash wasn't up, so I started dozing.
What the fuck?
Bruh.
Bro, what is a level 2 gonna do?
Is fast? I'm gonna win.
What the actual fuck?
Bro, pistols are ass. You gotta use burst.
Oh my god.
Post Dash Malone. Raidergator looks like the Action Lab. Vote for payload. When your teammate does something other than pressing the button, the opposing team of pub players after a Prime D player joins. Oh heck nah. Not my son. Spend 4 months on new Dash League website. Works for board members. Breaks as soon as we launch to Dash League.
Alright, and we are back. Wasn't that a great meme video? Thank you, Dave, for putting that together. Little Al saying Goose living his best life on the cart. That is where I live my best life. Alright, so we are off to Waterway next.
Yeah, Waterway, a great map. You saw a lot of it in that last Domination intro. We will play it again here before we start this one. If anybody here in watching live is lost. But we are jumping in here into the second map here pretty soon. Waterway, the fastest paced map in the game in my opinion. And I absolutely love to see it. Looks like they're ready to go. Why don't we go ahead and play that? Oh man, well we can probably just jump right into it. Actually.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Let's just do it. One thing I want to highlight, this is a big difference between Waterway and Quarry is the speed of it. We keep harping on the speed and intensity of this game, but like you mentioned, Willow, Waterway is the fastest map. That's because it is so wide open. There's really no such thing as separate lanes for teams to travel through, like we saw on Quarry, the tunnel and the B route. There is just go forward, an individual performance, not to discount the importance of playing with your team and making the right decision at the right time, but individual performance is more highlighted on this single map than any other map, any other game mode in the entire Dash League official allowed maps. Here we go, Bread with the first kill there, clearing things out, playing a little bit slower and more defensive. REKT getting a countdown.
Looks like the scoreboard at the top there is a little bugged from the last time we played.
Yes.
That's why you're seeing those menus. The score is not 3-1 right now. There's no scores that have been...
Sorry guys, match over already. But Bread trying to capture Life space. Life seemingly unaware. Bread is able to just live for free. Finally taken out by F2P. Life gets a countdown.
Huge countdown.
4 REKT players left alive. They do get the counters. Okay, they were pretty comfortable in that position, but we're going to see a lot of kills back and forth. And unless there's a team wipe on either side, I don't expect any countdown to really turn into a point. Even with like 1 player left alive, typically teams at this level are going to be more than ready to position themselves out of their spawn. The millisecond they respawn, they should be able to at least get sight on their own button and have an opportunity to clear it. For those of you new to Hyperdash, and another important note, while a countdown is happening, the team that is getting countdown on, that needs to get a counter and get a button back anywhere, cannot respawn until they do so. So that is a big important factor about the team wipes that we mentioned earlier. If your team is wiped and a countdown's happening, you're fresh out of luck. And that's why it's so important to position yourself to spread out and not all die at the same time if you're looking to try and play defensively. Waterway, of course, because it's so open, typically a very offensive map. Players like Lazarus, who do very well positioning themselves in longer sightlines and take advantage of their accuracy and bullet speed, still are going to be rolling forward into the enemy base and trying to counter players from hopping straight past B into their own base, like we saw there. Lazarus still not taken out, playing very cautiously, trying to prevent any REKT players from sneaking past the front line that Life is building on B, and now Life starting to rush towards REKT base. Does not have B, but Lazarus anyways in
on
the
a
position
5K.
because of that railroad. 6K, grabs a dash, does not get the help. Life still not getting a countdown. What is going on B? Now Life gets a countdown, but Lazarus has already given up the point. No health, gets taken out by Cream, and we're back and forth here. Cream is going to take that 1 Life player who snuck up through the top out of their own base. Castle goes down due to a nasty charged headshot on the part of Cream. Now he's going to use those dashes that he gained to skip forward towards B, eventually make his way towards Life space.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cream, really low on health here, is going to push up anyway. I think normally you'd see people go out and try to get some health there, and you can see why his Destroyer got taken out. Destroyer here, a little stranded in his own base. Looks like he is going to try to... Wow, we see a lot of life in the enemy base here. REKT in life base.com doing some absolutely crazy movement there. F2 getting the top dash, is going to move forward. Look at that great rollout as now he's on the top side. Is going to get killed while riding a top rail. IV, I know you're in that chat. Bread here is just getting some nice sight lining on B. Look at that backup. He had a teammate in the enemy base, and Bread was there trying to help his teammate from halfway across the map, shooting from B, just getting those long-range pot shots, and really all of that matters. All of that really helps. Being able to help your teammates even across the map is sufficient, is great, is going to help you win this game. Bread here doing a little bit of sight lining, something we see a lot on Waterway, sight lining really long pathways because it's such an open map, trying to get some just damage, maybe not even necessarily picks, just get some damage under the enemy team and get them low so that your teammates can finish those kills. Bread getting absolutely dusted by whoever that was.
Still 1 health though.
Yeah. And we see, .com, there you go, the enemy base. REKT only having B, missing their own base. This would have been a countdown for REKT, but not quite Castle. Now Castle gets a countdown for life.
Bread, Cream, and
2
Sugar.
seconds left. Not quite it. We saw 2 REKT over there on B. That was definitely enough to get a nice counter there.
Bread, Cream, and Sugar. That's an interesting meal that REKT has cooked up for us. Life with another countdown in their favor. 4 players on Life left alive. Several players on REKT trying to get counters. Is Life going to get the point? No, a good counter there. Venom, Bread, and Sugar able to
countdown,
respawn.
countdown.
Are they going to be able
1
to make
second.
the button? They get B instead. Castle positioned to hold that button with his teammate, but not going to have anybody to hold the button against. You cannot press the button while somebody is holding it. You cannot hit them while they're crouched behind it. That is why the players are positioning this way. The REKT is going to get their base back, and we're back into the mid game. Can you believe that we're still only 5 minutes into this match and already so much fast-paced action has been going on? Lazarus once again on B.
Ooh.
Surprise fight against Bread. Does lose that. No hits on Bread. He's going to be able to use these dashes to support his teammate. Pushing into Life's base is going to be the last one on his team left alive in said base, sneaking around, stealing dashes, gets the button. Life now has to turn around and decide between getting REKT space and getting their own, and Destroyer takes out Bread from the basement. Cream with the long-range shots is going to take out Destroyer. Castle trading out there. Lots of trades back and forth here in the basement. Lots of fighting in the basement because you have the most coverage from those high viewpoint sniper positions that a lot of players tend to take if they're playing defensively. Good steal on the dash. They're stealing resources. Very
Nice.
important. Not prioritizing the button because he knows he's the only one alive. He's not going to kill everybody on REKT by himself. A little bit of an L moment on Castle's part, not 5v1 in REKT. But I digress. REKT just about able to collect their wits and get their own base as Evil Pancake goes in for a countdown. REKT grabbing B. It seems like REKT has been back and forth between their own base and B constantly, only very occasionally getting Life space. Life currently looking to be the stronger performing team, but it doesn't matter if you constantly hold the enemy's base if you never actually get the point. Is REKT going to be able to twist things around in their favor?
Not quite.
Another counter for Life? No, not going to turn to okay. a lot of oh, here it goes. No. A lot of here it goes. No. And that's just the nature of a waterway here. Life turning things around on B, moving forward on that double rail Destroyer, not going to join his two teammates. He knows somebody on REKT is alive in his base. He needs to get that button just in case Life is able to get REKT space. .com's Bread and Sugar, the only ones
countdown
alive.
for Life. 1 second
countdown.
left.
He holds his own button. First points for Life.
Great job by Life. Great job. See that double button hold, two of them there, backing each other up, trying to make sure that the countdown does. They are willing to sacrifice their life because they know that winning that point is way, way, way more. Now here we see it's 1-0 in Life's favor, but where have I heard that before? You know, so REKT definitely still has the opportunity to make a crazy comeback here. Right now, though, Life is definitely favored to at least win in this early game. Destroyer getting a nice bottom dash and some health, and he's just kind of taking a sweet time to. All right, he takes too long, and Cream gets to shoot him in the back. That's what
bye.
It's like. It's that with the speed of this game, with the speed of these rollouts these people have, you can't be kind of dilly-dallying in your basement like that because you will get shot in the back just like the stock. Castle doing a great job running around. Something I've noticed out of Castle here a lot, which I love to see, is that when Castle enters a fight that he knows he can't win because it's too many people, he's too low health, he doesn't have the dash, whatever, he immediately leaves it. He goes, I'm not taking this fight. I know I don't have the advantage. I'm going to reset this fight and take it from another angle. And that is something that only can happen in a game where you have teleportation. And this is one of the few games where teleportation truly is done right. And that's something that I think it can really go over the head of new players, that how unbelievably impressive it is in literal milliseconds. Oh, countdown for Life here. 3 seconds left.
Only Venom alive. Destroyer
Venom.
wasn't. Will this turn into a point?
Double
no.
ult, not quite. Green getting a easy 2K right there, shooting them in the back as his teammate gets the counter. Really, really good counter by REKT there. As .com doing a nice fast rollout on Waterway here, or on the B here, as now he doesn't quite get that kill, but that's okay because he made the opponent low in his own base. Now a teammate can follow up that kill as now he's going to go for the objective. This is great, a great mixture of I'm doing the objective, I'm getting some kills, I'm doing some damage, but ultimately he's focused. He knows what's important. He's focused on the objective. Look at that, how he reset those fights, took it from a better angle. Absolutely just got a crazy 3K right here. .com carrying right now, but is not able to turn that into a point because his team, we saw .com got 3 kills right there. 4 of his teammates couldn't get the other 2 and get that countdown because this game is just so fast. We see Cream getting a nice little shot into the back of Lazarus there while riding the rail. Cream is going to go up, try to steal some resources. Can't quite do it, and is going to get caught in the corner by Laz there, who's going to get his own resource. Stealing resources is definitely an objective of its own. Lazarus getting a nice back of the head headshot right there, as he's going to take a long-range fight. Lazarus, one of the best long-range shooters I have seen in this game, and was taking a nice fight there, but is going to get shot in the back as Evil Pancake avenges him and is into the enemy base here. Doesn't go for the dash, instead goes for the objective. I think that was probably a mistake.
Evil Pancake is one of the top players in the game, so it may seem a little nitpicky to be pointing out small things like not going for a dash, going for a button instead, when players could obviously outskill Willow and I 10 times over. But the decision making is an important aspect when you're playing as fast-paced as this, not just your aim and your positioning. Castle, for example, like Willow was highlighting earlier, very good at stealing those resources, at distracting. .com for Team REKT, also very good at dashing around and wasting the enemy team's time, wasting seconds, precious seconds, spent in the respawn room or spent chasing around your own base when you could be moving forward, playing aggressively. And that's a very difficult thing to balance as an individual and as a team. When to just go forward and try and get momentum back in your favor by taking a different button, taking a different aggressive position, versus trying to get momentum back in your favor by clearing out your own base. At the mid-level of this game and at the lower level of this game, in Sprinter and Walker tier very often, you will see players spend a lot of time moving around their own base, or even just sitting in their own base, having one dedicated player there. But at this very high level of play, where everybody on both teams has excellent long-range accuracy, even if some are slightly better than others, it's important that everybody able to play a part at pretty much every point in the map. People might have roles of one kind or another. Generally, somebody plays defensive. Generally, somebody gets a dash more than the rest of their teammates, but everybody needs to be able to be everywhere all of the time. Cream taking a very high viewpoint position here. He knows he has Life's button, and Life is all positioned somewhere else, so he's getting ready for all of these players to respawn. Not able to secure that kill. No dash for him. Oh! Good counter there by Venom. Venom has been the king of counters, it looks like, for Team REKT. Yeah, I've seen his name pop up a lot in these very important moments where it's not just a countdown, but in a countdown that could turn into a point for Team Life. Venom has been there, been ready. Thus far, though, REKT has only had maybe one consistent moment over the course of a few minutes where the momentum has seemed strongly in their favor, where Life has been pushed way back. I've seen a lot more Life POVs in REKT's base than REKT POVs in Life base. Correct me if I'm wrong, Willow, but Life seems to be kind of grabbing the reins here once again, which is not what you want to do when you're, or see happen when you're down 1 point like REKT is thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we see a countdown for Life here. 2 seconds left.
Venom countdown. Enough. Counter again.
A great counter. Great. We're seeing another countdown, but it looks like that's going to be the final one as Cream gets a nice strong anti base, and Destroyer gets dusted again as someone is into his own base now. Now we see Life actually does get a countdown with 5 seconds here, 2 seconds left. And it gets countered over on B. Nobody holding buttons there. You saw Destroyer was kind of stranded. The people on B was kind of stranded. I'm not seeing enough button holding here. I think what's happening is these fights are taking so many resources. Countdown for REKT right here. 3 seconds left. We got 4 life up and a good counter by Life there. What we're seeing is these fights are taking so many resources to do is that they genuinely don't have the dashes, the sprint, the time to go and try to hold a button to prevent a counter, because they're just spending so much just on a single kill. And I think that's kind of the difference maker. What you see, like when there's a blowout versus not, is that, you know, you can get the kills and you still have a bunch of resources left over to then just go and hold the button and prevent anyone else from doing any follow-up. But right now we're seeing that we are 13 minutes into this 25-minute game, and there is still only 1 point on the board in Life's favor. This is already going closer than that last quarry was. As you know, I mean, I know we have that 1 point in Life's favor, but that's what we had last time. But by now, REKT had already almost won. Countdown for Life.
Only Venom left alive, but Venom the counter king! King of counters again.
This could be it. The respawns might not work
out.
Can they get the kills? So many... And barely a counter. I think there was 100 milliseconds left.
I think there was close.
1/10 of a second was left, and .com got that counter. Absolutely crazy.
Good job. And you saw a very high position of .com's hands. He knows everybody on life is going to be holding that button and specifically crouching around it. He's going for those
Countdown for
headshots
life
that
here,
deal
2
double
seconds left.
damage. Good counter there by Venom. Always by Venom, the king of counters there. But raising his hands up in such a position, in such a way that as he gets up to button, he's already ready to get those headshots as fast as possible, to clear button as fast as possible. Good counter by Destroyer. REKT trying to get momentum, but a lot of life players are going to be respawning back in their own base, ready to take it. As long as Destroyer can stay alive, it could be another countdown for Team Life. No, another countdown for REKT.
Here we
Evil
go.
Pancake and Castle, only ones left alive. Good counter by Castle, but Venom and Bread, as we can see in the bottom right of the main screen, moving up. Bread able to support his teammate, but not
a good
able
counter
to...
for life here. This could be a point. This could
Only
be a
Cream!
point.
Only
Cream is
Cream!
stranded! Oh, stuck
Second
on the
point.
rail!
Second point.
Stuck on the rail. You hate to see it, but you also love to see it. That when, I mean, going back to that resource management thing I was talking about, that he didn't have the dashes to get back there. That's 2 points for life. This is already going better for life than that Corey did. One more point and life wins this in a 3-0 sweep, which would be unprecedented given the loss that they just took on the last map.
Yeah, I think every team has their map, and thus far, despite how good every individual player is on REKT, how much they've practiced through this season, clearly Life has shown to be the better team, again, so far on Waterway, whereas REKT has had a lot of very good split team coordination that allowed them to win the Corey, and also their openers seemed a little bit stronger. Players like .com are infamous because of their fast dashing and the way they're able to so expertly position their dashes. They're able to get a huge momentum swing in their favor because of their openers. Only .com left alive though. Is Life going to get the third point? Yes, they do. 3-0 sweep.
My god. Insane. I just assumed .com was going to be able to counter that. We see a 3-0 sweep. After getting 3-1'd on the previous map, Life takes this in a 3-0. We are seeing a lot of maps here today, ladies and gentlemen. That is insane. We are not going to be seeing a 3-0 best of 5 going on here. We're going to be going into the final score here. Golem's going to read it off.
Final score, Life 3, REKT 0. Top scoring for Life is Evil Pancake, 56 kills, 42 deaths, 15,000 score. Meanwhile on REKT, dotted comms, no surprise to me, 40 kills, 51 deaths, almost 15,000 score, almost beating Evil Pancake for top score in the entire lobby. Very well done. We can also see on the kills and deaths here a slight kill advantage for Life that seemed to have given them the map. But that being said, it looks like REKT might be doing some kind of roster swap. I think one player did hop out of the lobby, and we're going to be changing gears heavily, moving on to payloads for the next 2 maps.
Absolutely. And payloads, I don't know about you guys, those are my favorite ones to watch. Payloads is where you have to see teams working together, having great communication, talking to each other, pointing things out. This is kind of the point of VR where you see people physically pointing, physically being like, get out there, go, 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 you know, commanding the troops. And I love seeing that in all of these payloads. That is the most exciting time. Goose, what did you think of that match?
It was so crazy, back and forth, non-stop action, and that's what I love about this game, is that it just doesn't stop. There was not one point where like something wasn't happening. It's just so awesome. I love this game.
Oh, it was great. It was great to watch. Yeah.
So before we get into the payload, before we move along, we do have another giveaway. Last giveaway, we had a $50 merch store gift card. This time it is a $100 merch store gift card combined with a $100 charity donation to a charity of the winner's choice. That giveaway is going to start in the YouTube comments on this Dash League channel. When the Dash League account says start, it will stop when it says stop. So be ready for that. We will be announcing the winners of every giveaway at the end of this stream. So also stick around till the end of the stream for that. But be locked in and ready at your keyboards or at your phone boards in the comments for this first giveaway.
Absolutely. For that $200 prize.
I'm going to say that again. The $200 bribes. Keep an eye on that chat. Be chatting in there. I see a lot of people talking about how we broke 100 watching now, and that's only on this live stream. We are co-live streaming in 3 places. The amount of attention that Dash League is getting here is definitely the most we have ever seen. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This is only possible because of your appreciation of VR. Oh boy, I'm exhausted here just talking. And like I see people in the chat all the time talking. People just must be absolutely, tired, sweating. I know when I would play this game in high intensity matches like this, when I won my championship, that I literally I took my headset off and it was just sweat everywhere. It was hard work and it was so worth it.
I love VR for that reason. That it's such a physical way to play games and interact with other people. There's so much personality you can see out of individuals. In a lot of like other PC games, people find ways to move around in a way that can be expressive when they can't talk to each other. When they talk to each other, obviously that's communication, but in VR, talking's just half of it. You see a person's mannerisms as they move around. Sometimes if you play this game or other games long enough, you can start to recognize people just on how they move, and in this game, how they position their weapons and what preferences they have. It's something that a lot of community members can attest to, me being one of them, and something that I really like to see in the lobby here too. Players like Cream taking a bit of a recharge break, still messing around while I assume REKT is talking about their game plan for Abyss, which is the next map.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I think actually, are they getting ready here to go? Because I know we have a few videos that we could play here. It looks like they're all still talking.
Yeah.
So I think we can get into some of that media. I've been trying as hard as possible to make these in between rounds as entertaining as possible. So here's some more of that.
Yeah, let's get this video going. And here we go.
Welcome to Payload, the most famous game mode of Dash League. Payload is a fan favorite for a good reason. Here, you can expect to see some of the highest levels of coordination, map awareness, leadership, and communication in all of VR esports. Here, literally every second matters and could be the difference maker in winning thousands of dollars. Payload is simple. Blue team has 6 minutes to stand on the cart as the cart moves along a set path of rails that players can also grind on. The more players standing on the payload, the faster it moves. Once the payload reaches the middle of the map, known as the checkpoint, an additional 6 minutes is unlocked for blue team to play out the other half of the map with both red and blue spawns moving up the map significantly. So it is red team's job to stop blue from making that checkpoint at all costs. After blue team finishes pushing the payload, side colors change, and both teams compete to see who can push the payload further along the map in less time. Payload consists of 3 maps. Canyon, where players are funneled into tight spaces with high intensity. Abyss, the energetic map full of natural hazards and long sightlines. And finally, Launchpad, the current favored map in all of Dash League, due to its many flank routes, rocket positions, and a deadly checkpoint. Does your favorite team have the coordination needed to win in this exciting game mode? Find out here, only at Dash League Network.
Alright bots, it's called Ko-Fi.
It lets you support Dash League with a little money each month, and in return you get some sweet things. For $5 a month, you get a cool custom Discord role. For $10 a month, you get the role and you get a personal shout out each cast. And for $25, you can get all of that and a free Dash League t-shirt every season. Now that's less than you'd spend on a coffee per month. Oh wait, you're bots. You don't drink coffee. Or live. You kinda just stand there. Anyway, support Dash League by signing up on the Ko-Fi website. The link is in the description.
I hunt geese.
I'm gonna pretend that I didn't hear that. Support Dash League now on Ko-Fi and get cool things in return. Later, bots.
Welcome back, Dash League. Hope you guys appreciated those videos. I see some people in the chat, V gameplay, the big 2025. Look, I had to show a little appreciation for the goats, and I saw a lot of people talk about so many teams that don't exist anymore, and that's what I love. It's like, yeah, I wanted to show some history, some appreciation for everybody. Here we go, jumping into this abyss though, and the history is history in the making. We are making some history right now, as the history of these live streams, history of the viewers, history of everybody, and history, most importantly, of this game, of who is going to win today's grand finals. 2 days right now. We are 1 hour into this cast already, and it is literally neck and neck. We are 1-1 in terms of map wins, and we are going to see this opener here on Abyss as Life is defending. Life is defending. They want the cart to not move. We see Castle getting a nice opening kill right there with some backup from F2P as they both get a nice kill there. Cart does stop for just a little microsecond, but this early on, the cart really should not be stopping at all. Look at this. They're literally spawn camping them. Uh-oh. This is crazy. This is some serious momentum by Life right now. They're stopping cart way more than you would expect to see. Look at this. He's using the cart as cover from their own spawn window. You never see that at this level of gameplay, of coordination. And so I think that just goes to show the killing power, the absolute dominance that Life has right here. But turning the tables, Cream pushes forward and starts spawn camping them, getting to that choke point.
This payload map, as with most payload maps, but especially this one, in the pre-checkpoint in the first half that we're seeing right now, is a game all about, for blue and for red side, closing off the fast route that a team has to get towards the cart and start fighting the enemy. The fast route is usually going to be through this water room to the left of Castle that he decided to skip through. That is the quickest but most dangerous route either team can take towards the enemy, and if you hold that route, it's going to take that much longer to get to cart. The cart is either going to move that much longer or be held for that much longer, and with red spawn so far away, it's especially important for red to try and lock down that fast route. Meanwhile, REKT moving the cart, starting to get into the open area of this water room. Still, players like Castle able to take that fast route and sneak behind the cart, but Servoid following up, a bit of a double stack. The cart's going to move just that little bit percent faster through this water room while it's stacked, and Lazarus getting a kill on the cart. Several players on REKT following up. REKT is playing together very well. A lot of these individual Life players are able to sneak past, but they're not able to make a lasting impact. And the lasting impact is really what you want on here. It's not just a game of speed like those dominations are, but it's about holding a position, holding momentum, not just getting momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing that they're making it to the bottom of that hill here with about 3 minutes, 50 seconds left. The league average is to make it there in 4 minutes. They're about 10 seconds behind average, which I know 10 seconds does not sound like a lot, but if you've been paying attention at all to what this game is, 10 seconds is a lifetime in this game. So right now, the favor is ever so slightly in Life, towards Life, as Life is just doing an amazing job of dominating. Look at that Lazarus destroying with the nice ramen skin right there. It's something that you can win from only here at Dash League Network. Lazarus getting pushed. You see, so when there's rockets up like that, you will never see teams double stacking. At least not if they know what they're doing. And so that double stack again gets the cart moving at a faster pace. And so killing the rockets becomes an objective. It doesn't just become a kill, it becomes something you need to do to win. So you're going to see people with rockets get pushed and pushed and pushed over by all of these opponents who are trying to take them out, risking their life for it. And it's absolutely worth it. We're seeing F2 getting some nice control here with his teammates. Look at his teammates all pushing up so that he can pick up that rocket, run around. Look at that. Already, before F2P even picked up the rocket, the enemy knew that he was to have grabbed it and pushed to try to kill him. That is the level of skill that we're talking about here, that they know how this map works down to a millisecond level, that they're able to appear out of a doorway at the exact same time the F2P is picking up a rocket to try and kill him. That is the prediction that you need to see. F2P, look at that, going into enemy territory to avoid dying. It did work for a short time, but not quite enough. Cream here all alone, though, getting some really, really nice kills. But as I always say, I don't care how many kills you get. I care about pushing that cart, and Cream is not pushing that cart. He got a 2K. His teammate is now riding the cart, as you can see in the bottom right corner there. But Red Team doing a really good job of standing on cart, and cart does not move while a red opponent is standing on it. Absolutely insane. We're seeing Lazarus taking a lot of space here. I would like to see a little bit more space being taken by both teams here. While cart is being taken, the blue team is pushing up past the cart. While the cart is down, red team is pushing up past the cart in the opposite direction. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing F2P is so scared of dying now that he's got a shield and rocket combo. Look at that dodge. He's not even trying to get the kill. He's trying to just stay alive, because he knows that cart is what's important. He can run circles around this guy all day and night because it's easier for him to rock the cart than it is for that guy to kill him. And look at this, it is absolutely working. F2P putting some serious pressure onto that cart as his teammate is standing on it.
I also want to point out something with the rocketeering. I, of course, am a lover of rocketeering. That's something that I would do constantly when I would play this game. And something very unique to Abyss with the rocketeering is players picking up just one rocket for half the rocket damage, but also picking up a shield. Sometimes, as a rocketeer, just playing as a distraction, as a huge red moving target for the blue enemies to try and go for, is one of the best ways you can support your team. F2P survivability, like Jaded said in the chat, is a huge aspect of rocketeering at this high of a level, not just trying to hit the cart, kill players on it, but also waste the enemy's time, since ultimately payload especially is a game about time, not just seizing opportunities, but keeping your opportunities for as long as possible. Either preventing that cart movement as red any way you can, including distracting blue team, or moving it as blue team and not losing focus on players like that rocketeer. Only 30 seconds left, but this is a very tough corner, probably the toughest small single section in all of 3 of the payloads, besides maybe a small corner on Canyon, for red team to, or rather for blue team to push and red team to hold, because of all of these flanking routes, because even though blue team has a very quick route to cart, red team has an opportunity to try and block that route.
10 seconds here.
Good
We're
cart
so
movement.
close. We're so .com getting a really nice kill there. He's rolling the cart. He's trying that dodge, gets on and off.
Yes,
1
Blue
second
gonna get
left. We
overtime.
need some overtime.
We have
Venom.
an overtime.
Venom could make
Do
checkpoint
they
here.
get the checkpoint
He's got a
here?
double stack.
They got
That's
the checkpoint.
checkpoint.
That's a checkpoint. Good job, REKT.
Incredible.
In the overtime.
Wow, so now we're going to see additional 6 minutes going over to REKT as they're going to try to push it to that 100% mark. That was the closest checkpoint I have seen in a long time.
Very quick and very close, especially at this high of a level. You don't often see something at that small of a margin that just barely passed overtime, but REKT making the most of their spawn advantage that they have early post checkpoint, trying to stack as much as possible down this long straightaway where it takes life forever to get here from their spawn. That is not unique just to Abyss, but the degree of it, the absolute distance that red team has to go is more extreme on this payload map than any of the others, unless you go through this flank route that Castle so helpfully displayed for us. Both teams want to be holding that flank route because it is such a quick route towards cart if you're red, and such a quick route towards the enemy spawn, towards where you want to be holding in that jelly room up ahead of cart for Team Blue. And so you'll see a lot of players flooding through there. The cart has been stopped for just a little bit, but REKT trying to prioritize clearing. Baron gets a good couple kills and has an opportunity, if he has enough dashes, to hold down a position here in jelly, but that position is not going to last long. Castle punishing his dilly-dallying and taking him out Now Jelly is in full control of Life, but Life does not have any sights on the cart. They're starting to set up some long-range rockets to try and get some cheeky little rockets on cart. Castle not going to steal that dash, and Baron going to make full use of it to try and take out F2P, the Rocketeer, who does barely make it away but gets killed. We can see on the kill feed that he does go down. That's important for REKT to keep note of and to announce to the rest of their team that the rockets are down. Now you can flood on cart, and there's not a whole lot that pistol players can do about it. You have to shoot so incredibly fast to get so many headshots with their cart without an explosive. Venom is going to be playing Ring Around the Rosies with these rockets, and with Lazarus pushing forward. Cart getting cleared for just a moment. Baron now following up, trying to move this objective. Life has done very well for themselves, despite the circumstances that REKT is presenting to them. Getting micro delays on the cart. REKT not always on the cart every millisecond, and every millisecond can count as you start to get closer and closer to red team spawn. But as soon as this cart fully enters into Jelly Room, the degree to which you see teams start to focus on that flank route increases. It gets really intense around that flank route, and Blue is going to try and hold that early as much as possible while they're starting to enter this Jelly Room. Good job on Life's part trying to clear this cart, but Life just not together as much as they need to be, getting some kills on cart, but not getting any lasting holds. 3 minutes on the clock. 3 minutes and 15, 14 seconds even on the clock, and still REKT has control of this cart. The cart has not fully stopped like we saw pre-checkpoint at any point.
It's like a different game here. Yeah, what we saw, but pre-checkpoint was getting stopped over and over and over again. Life was doing an amazing job of standing on cart, so even when they were trying to push the cart, Life was just denying it, like you see right here. But this is just, I feel like I'm watching a different team right now. REKT is doing nothing but standing on that cart. I think them almost missing the checkpoint really reminded them that, like, hey, you know, there's only one way to win this game, and that's standing on this cart. And so they locked in. They said, we are going to be standing on this, even if it means my death. And that is exactly what I want to see if I'm the in-game leader of Life, or of REKT, I mean. Now we see some really good rockets coming out of F2P here, but he does get taken out, so Servoid is going to be able to get a free ride on this cart, seeing what they're making it to 76% there. Something a little tricky about Abyss is Abyss probably has, and I say probably, I mean it does, have the hardest final 20% push in the entire game. Once they get past this little bridge here, it is like a different map. It is like a different game mode. It is survival of the fittest. It is one man, every man for himself. The entire team fighting for the tiniest inch of movement on that payload. And so we're seeing that they are approaching that moment here now with 2 minutes left on the clock. So look, REKT is putting up an amazing fight here. Definitely is still anyone's game.
Yeah, and the battle for the Jelly Room continues. Life hold on the cart currently, minute 40, and you can see why this is a point where many teams at every level of play tend to get held up unless there's a huge skill discrepancy, because as soon as Life exits their spawn, they have a straight sightline on almost everything. As soon as the cart turns that corner, maybe you can survive for a little bit because of that forward shield on the cart, although the cart has not turned the corner just yet, and already players like Lazarus are flooding through the flank route, the one route that REKT really wants in their control. But even when the cart turns the corner, it starts to get exposed to all these high ground positions that red team is able to take on these pillars, or even long-range rocketeering like F2P is doing now. You can get some pretty easy shots on the cart from out of sight. If you practice well enough behind these pillars, you just curve the rockets down and it'll just go straight down, because you have so much open air above you as compared to the rest of the map, where the ceilings can be pretty low and it's hard to shoot rockets high or from a far distance. F2P really trying to bait any REKT players from pushing him, but he takes dotted comms out, who just killed his teammate, from no visibility. He just curved the rockets around that wall and was position that something only a very top tier rocketeer can get done. REKT trying to take control of this Jelly Room, but now they have to contend with F2P, and they just are not going to have the dashes to do that. Maybe one player on REKT who's currently pushing F2P might be able to, but the rest of REKT has been wiped. 10 seconds
Final
on the clock.
10 seconds here.
Can Life hold the flank route and prevent an overtime push like we saw earlier? 82%, any percent REKT can get here is
So
going to
close,
be further
3 seconds.
percent for Life to push. Is there any overtime? Anybody ready on REKT?
Oh, with
good
the
luck,
kill on
second
.com.
kill. We do have an overtime though. F2P not getting that kill. That is important seconds, important couple percent that REKT is getting now. Good kill
Nice,
on Surfboy.
that was
there.
REKT's entire team
REKT
there.
Still
Wow.
with the time. Can anybody flood in? Yes,
Oh.
another one floods in. F2P does get that kill, but Dotted Comic spends extends the time just a little bit. 84% for REKT.
That is nothing to scoff at. Nothing to scoff at. 84% is very impressive at this level against a team like Life. I don't know if I can make 84% against Life. This is going to be close. We know it. Right now, all we have to focus on, though, is can Life make that checkpoint? Will Life get pre-checkpointed, or at least get as close as it was for REKT? Life, you know, your REKT, I mean, barely made that checkpoint. So much so that it cost them 6 seconds of overtime. It bled into the second half of that map. Can Life make checkpoint with more time? If Life is able to make that checkpoint with, say, 1 minute remaining, that's 1 additional minute they get to make it that second half of the map up to the 84%. Servoid here, we're seeing him open with some shocks, something that you can win here only at Dash League Network. And looks like he's immediately going to get taken out, as F2P is going to just do some nice cart riding. F2P going to get taken out, immediately replaced by double stack, because they know that the explosives are dead, so they can double stack on the cart. But it doesn't matter because they do get shot in the back by, I don't know who that was. I think it was Cream. Cream is on a 3K there, but we see that this cart is moving more tan it was on REKT. If you remember with REKT, the cart was down and up and down and up. I say that as the cart is down over here on Life side because someone abandoned the cart, whoever that was, tisk. But we're seeing some nice double and triple stacks that almost make up for the abandoning of cart there, the loss of cart movement. So right now here in the first minute, we are seeing that Life is doing marginally better than REKT was doing at this exact same time. But this is the easy part of the map. This is the part of the map that Life can breathe. They don't need to be moving too much. You know, they can really wipe the sweat off their brow. And as they're going into the part of the map that really requires a lot of attention, and here I am saying about how easy it is, and yet this cart is down over and over and over again as REKT just keeps taking them out. Evil Pancake is going to push up just like we saw REKT push up, but he gets moved on by .com doing some beautiful dash dancing. Someone make this man a ballerina. Destroyer doing some nice. He's going to try and push over towards that cart, as his teammate is getting some nice movement. We're seeing, again, another little double stack coming. Life, I like that. I like that it takes 3 dashes to leave their spawn. Life leaves their spawn, and they're just going to spend like 1-2 seconds on that cart, stacking it as then they go and push to get kills. That way they can focus on kills, but also the cart gets a 10% speed boost just for a few seconds, and multiply that 10, 20, 30, 50 times, and it really adds up into making that checkpoint. Now here, I'm sure you remember what I was talking about making it to the bottom of that hill with 4 minutes left over, and how REKT was 10 seconds behind that exactly. It looks like Life is going to exactly to the second make that exact 4 minutes at the bottom of the hill. So now we can put a number on it. Life is doing 10 whole seconds better than REKT. that is how insanely close this game is.
The marginal differences like that aren't really impressive for the seconds in and of themselves, but for what they indicate, for what they mean. That as soon as you start to get to a part of the map where a team on red, for example, when Life was red, was stopping the cart more often, if blue still has control in those moments, then clearly the momentum is in their favor. Clearly they're doing something right, because REKT has gotten control of the map a couple times, and yet Life has been very good about taking that back as a group more often than REKT was when REKT was blue. That is why they have 3 minutes left, although, that being said, Life held REKT at this corner for a very, very long time. So if Life is able to make it around this corner with even 2 minutes left on the clock, they will be doing better than REKT. But if REKT gets a solid hold from here, they are going to... Hold on a second. Did the cart move all the way around that corner while I was talking?
Wow,
We've got
that is some crazy
just
movement.
under 3 minutes, and the cart's almost through checkpoint already. Life has been crazy with the recovery here, and Baron on REKT trying to hold that corner.
Ooh.
Baron against the world, but
Nice
a little bit
double
of cart
shot.
movement there. Who's on Rockets for REKT? Have you noticed anybody?
I can't tell who that is that has the rockets, but I do notice that they are doing the rocket shield combo as well. But what I'm noticing mostly about why Life is doing so much better here in the second half of this map of the pre-checkpoint is because when Life was red, you saw Life was standing on cart over and over and over again. And here, now that cart is almost making checkpoint, now we're starting to see REKT. Now we're seeing them start to sacrifice their life to stop the cart for half a second. You see, Baron did an amazing job standing on cart like that. But I wish he'd been doing that this whole time. You know, it could have been a bit of a difference maker here, as now Destroyers. Wow. I cannot believe Destroyer traded that.
Yeah.
But we're seeing a lot of micro pushes here. See this? See how there's one blue on? His teammates will hop off it because they expect him to die. See how F2P hops on cart as soon as he thinks Castle's going to die so that they can get some more movement. But we're seeing that they are in the mouth of that checkpoint, and there is a minute 44 left. If you remember that REKT, when they were blue team, that they only made that checkpoint because of an overtime.
With like negative 3 seconds left.
Yeah. I think it was, even more than that, 5 seconds. I think. And we see a checkpoint with a
for life.
minute 30 left. This is heavily in Life's favor right now. Heavily. They are a minute and 35 seconds ahead of where REKT was right now. And that is a significant hold that they are able to do on that cart, so that they can just keep pushing it, just keep pushing forward. Now we see that the spawns all push forward, like I talked about in that intro video, that now it's going to be even harder for REKT to hold anything here because the spawn advantage for blue team is so severe that Life is just going to be able to keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. Look at that. 2 people hop off cart, 2 people hop right back on cart. I love to see it. Look at this coordination coming out of Life here to make sure this cart moves as fast as possible. It looks like the fight happening up, if you look on that minimap, is happening so far up into REKT spawn that they're able to just kind of sit on cart and, have a good time, have a tea party on that cart with a double stack. Castle here doing some amazing movement as we just see this cart is absolutely gliding.
Also on the minimap, everybody on Life was taken out, and you could see Castle was aware of that because his team is communicating well with him, so he was in position to take that dash just as he thought REKT was going to be able to go for it, to give as much time as possible for his respawning teammates to then try and steal that resource and prevent REKT from using it against them in this laboratory area to the left of and behind cart where Castle is now. He takes that dash, always keep that dash down. Somebody else on your team could follow up on the cart. Castle moves forward. Pre-checkpoint, I want to talk about pre-checkpoint because it plays in this post-checkpoint. The difference between these two teams. 2, maybe 3 very big things. 1, the cart stacking. You pointed out earlier, Life was doing a lot of that. Meanwhile, REKT, not quite as much, not doing it quite as early and quite as consistently. 2, the team coordination on recovery. When your team gets wiped, Life seemed to play completely together, 4 or 5 people on every single push anytime they got wiped, and that meant the periods between fights might have been a little bit longer when Life was blue versus when REKT was blue, but they were much more likely to get control of the cart because almost everybody on REKT was going to be there just before the checkpoint. And 3, this is the maybe, this is the one I can't quite tell, did REKT have a consistent Rocketeer? Many of these players, especially players like Dotted Comms, are very good on rockets. Baron, Venom also, Servoid's done some Rocketeering and Shocking in his day too. I'm sure all of these guys are excellent on it, but who is doing it? Because having a Rocketeer, like I mentioned earlier, like Life was doing very well at pre-checkpoint, is not just about killing the cart, but also being a big moving target that wastes the enemy's time and pulls their focus away from the objective, from the cart, and allows your teammate to get kills. And if somebody on REKT isn't consistently doing that, then all Life has to focus on is clearing the objective. They don't have to clear somebody else away from the objective as often because there's not somebody who can hit the cart safely from behind an off angle. That might be a big difference maker here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that I really want to harp on too, that we're seeing in the chat talking about that chat was talking about the difference maker in these things really can be the IGL, the in-game lead. The person who is doing all of the shot calling. That was always, wow, look at that movement by Laz right there. Oh my gosh, what is he, dancing? Man. Is that these leaders, the in-game leaders, the shot callers as well, are the people that are kind of commanding the flow of their team. They are, I always call it, it's like you are commanding the waves of people that you have an ocean before you and you need to turn that chaos into order, and that is what the shot caller is doing. The shot caller is telling people when to get on cart, when to get off of cart, when to push up, when to get the rockets, when to do the spawn camp, when to do the flank routes, and there's so much going on that you need to keep track of as a player, but especially as a shot caller. I mean, imagine doing all this gameplay and also needing to have total map awareness and telling your team what to do with that map awareness. That is absolutely insane. And it's why I love this game so much. And that IGL, that in-game leader that can command the troops and tell them where they are best needed, can really get this cart moving like we're seeing here. We are seeing that REKT's IGL maybe isn't telling them to stand on cart quite enough. Like you're saying, we're seeing that F2P is just such an amazing Rocketeer that Life is able to, their IGL, their shot caller is able to give them the freedom that they need. Look at this party bus, this triple stack as they, oh my gosh, it's a massacre.
Wow.
They all get taken out.
Just EP, Baron gets the last kill there. REKT has an opportunity of a lifetime, an opportunity they may not get at any other point in this map. If they can take Jelly Room back, if they can take that flank route back, Life will not be able to recover. And thus far, we don't see REKT in a very strong position despite their spawn advantage because of that flank route, because of losing fights down the main rail.
REKT dropped one.
A little bit of movement.
Oh my gosh, REKT dropped one. Yeah.
Oh no!
Who did they drop?
That's
That
a
sucks.
huge deal. Dropping a player mid-match like this, especially in the finals playoff, a lot of Life is going to be probably noticing that at this moment in time and taking full advantage of that opportunity. All they have to do is make it to that 84% mark that REKT did earlier. It looks like REKT does have a Rocketeer set up, but not as many players to support him. One player being down makes a huge difference, especially at this level where you cannot completely outskill your opponents. Your opponents
Red joined.
Skill.
They got a fifth
They
back.
got 5. Red is in. And
That's
the
good.
fight on cart continues. Destroyer getting a little bit of movement, but can the overtime be stopped? 2 minutes left, barely a percent, 84%, completely
Oh my
even.
gosh, this is
Red
so
has
close.
to stay on the cart at all times. All Life needs the microsecond.
Suicide's the rocket.
Takes them out. F2P down, no rockets, no explosives, but you know Life is going to be going for explosives because all they need is one tiny little push. REKT hyper-focusing, but Life wins.
Wow.
Life wins.
With a minute 42 left. What an incredible performance by Life there. That was incredible. I love to see it. And that, you know, that just goes to show that just the level that this is at, that this gameplay is at, that these crazy teams can just be going back and forth all the time. So here in the scores, we see that Venom is top scoring and top fragging over for his team, going 72-68 with 8,200 score. Over on the Life side, we see Evil Pancake going 80 and 67, top fragging and possibly top KDing for the entire lobby, going 9,326. Those scores are insanely close. Man, like 7,000 to 6,000, 7,000, 7,000, 8,000 to 8,000, 9,000 to 8,000. I mean, and who knows about the player that dropped. That was a crazy good game to watch. I love Abyss. I love Payload. This is exactly what I was talking about, why I was so excited to see this gameplay.
Yeah, no kidding. And it's unfortunate to see a drop like that right at the end. The advantage was in Life's favor, but REKT did have some opportunity to turn that around. That being said, we still have at least one more map to play, one more payload. After this one, Life is up 2 maps to 1. But if REKT can tie things up, we might go to a control point for the Dash League Season 9 Dasher Tier Finals. I'm not going to get too ahead of myself, but REKT does have an opportunity to recover. It is not over. They are not out of the game just yet.
And I would love to see that because, for all of our history vets over here, is we haven't seen a control point since, what was it? UNSC? Like, it's
something like that, yeah.
The control
it's
point
been a long
grand finals,
time.
Are pretty rare, and I love to see them because, to be honest with you, Control Point is my favorite map of all time. It is so small. It is so fun to watch. There's so many people jumping on top of each other in the same positions, holding everything. It is great to see it. We see Dave saying Canyon, and the answer is Canyon. Yeah, absolutely, sir.
Go ahead, Goose.
Oh, I was going to say our sponsor W again. Go ahead and use Dash League 10% to get 10% off your order, and a donation from Doll for $50.
Oh,
let's
my
go,
gosh. Doll. You are too amazing.
You're a doll. Thank you very much.
Love you, and we love everybody here. And I see a lot of love here in the chat. Everybody give W's for Doll. W Doll. Speaking of the history of Dash League, I have 2 things here that I want to say. First of all, if you are a person who is not a veteran and you see all this action, you're here on TikTok, you're here on livestream, you're here on VRML, and you're like, man, I think I want to get in on that. Then I have great news for you. We have something called Dash League University. It is exactly what it sounds like. We teach you from the best, from all the coaches. I'm a coach there. We have a lot of season champions, previous season champions like myself there, teaching people how to play the game and how to get in at this competitive level. You have personalized coaching, you have team-based coaching, all of this coaching. Look at them, they're all talking. I love seeing it. This is only in VR, you see stuff like this. But yeah, so if you want to get in on it, jump into Dash League University, join discord.gg/Dash League, and you can find the invite to Dash League University right there. Let's denote to them that you're not ready. Maybe get out of it.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that I want to play this before we jump into the canyon, that we have a bit of a history of recapping the entire season here of Dash League, of just some of the best highlights and clips that we've seen made by our own small quad. And I think that would be amazing to see if we have that queued up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go with that. Here we go.
No, wait, no, FPP's still up. Never mind.
Oh, what a midair kill. FPP here, hiding when he's not needed. Oh, Kaha gets the pick. He's on a 4K right now. Oh, make that a 5K. And he has no health. He's going to back off. Maybe wait for it to respawn in a safer location and then push forward. Phenomenal. Oh, a lot of Acolyte possibly moving through shotgun right now. Dang. Wow, an 8K right now.
Let's get that replay up there. That was crazy.
Putting in the work right now. Insane. Can he make it 10? He can make it 9, but can he make it 10? Oh, makes it 10. Makes it 11. Switching it out for a shock and going for the... Oh. This is such a good kill by Sniper Fox there. That was a crazy counter, though.
Aries, that is correct. I do love me some armor. Oh, no!
Oh, double kill suicide on a 4K. What?
Hold on. Hold on. I gotta clip that.
Chaos Closet area. Ooh, good pick from GRM there. Stops the flank from happening. I'd like to see some more forward disruption from Viking. Oh, okay, so good context. Thank you, Flame. GRM currently in Dubai, I guess. I didn't know that. So they're getting 100 ping even on Amsterdam, looking more like 300 on New York. Goodness, I would not be able to play. Going for the loop. Doesn't work out for him though. He isn't getting any picks. He's got to get one here to make all that worth it. Does get the one. That's good. I mean, Fire just making absolute movement right now.
On Dallas right now, so it is Thug's home server. So Wolf is
popping right into it.
Yep. All right.
Should wait for it to update and then we'll know it's going to be for players. Oh, and the minimap at the bottom left.
Oh, yep. Let me fix that.
Wow. Wolf wiping right away.
Whoa,
no time to fix it.
That was like one dead, bro.
I don't even...
What's up with the scoreboards?
It's depending on the push. Now we start to get into the nitty-gritty, very difficult to fight battles here. Rapscallion thought he got away, but didn't. Oh, Zai was not paying attention. And Ajax just clears out this entire back half on a 9K right now, and he immediately pushes into their spawn. Phenomenal choice. That is exactly what you want to see on an 11K. My God. Needs a health. Ajax doing the most right now.
Oh, and Nocturnal and
Love
Poseidon. Nocturnal's on a 4K, Poseidon's on a 6K. Oh, and Nocturnal's on a 6K too now. Wow, what changed?
Yes. Oh my God, 13 goes down on a 13K, while the rest of his teammates also on.
Emerald needs a miracle right now. They need to stay on this button. Now they have control. Now they need to stay on this button for the next 50 seconds. And oh, bam! Now getting a bit. Oh my God! Oh my gosh! That's a team wipe.
That is a mess of bodies right there.
Blue takes B.
Looks like they're duking it out a bit at B. LOL comes in. What the heck? What are those rockets?
Meanwhile, first elimination.
It is Vico. You can see on the drone corner them hitting. They're hitting B. What the heck?
The frontline skins. It sounded like a frontline skin. He definitely is.
Oh.
Shut's shocks are like.
Wow.
Yeah, Snarfles, I will agree with you. Wolf has kind of lost fart focus. Oh my God. Has kind of lost cart focus.
That was a good charge shot. Didn't even see that coming. Dave hunting down the blue right now.
Good kill.
Oh, we got fire again. The countdown.
Countdown by fire. Countered
That-
by cosign.
I think.
Tenacious Dave on a 3K.
I think that might have been Fire's first or second countdown. To be honest with you, just
Control of this box area again, but they all got taken out. And
Yeah, I mean, Bazoonier is picking out 3.
golden rule: if you don't take up space, the enemy will. So they got to push up, and it looks like that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, this is the only part post checkpoint where red side can create a
Almost does that and dies to the lava. 5 up on fire. I'm expecting a counter here. Countdown fire. Countdown limbo. Countdown fire. Countdown limbo.
Wow.
I've never seen somebody back and forth like that. Countdown fire.
That was great. That was
Awesome.
Great. I love the community for that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
thank
this
you,
is
Small
wonderful.
Quad. And shout out to Ditz, by the way.
Woo! Oh,
that
my
was
gosh.
incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Such a huge donator and very big supporter of Dash League. We appreciate that. We are also doing one more giveaway. Everybody will be included in this giveaway who comments Dash League in the chat when the Dash League chat monitor mentions it. This is for a gun DLC bundle. There are 2 different bundles, so be on the lookout in the chat for those. That's the new DLC gun bundles for Hyper Dash.
Yeah, brand new DLCs that you can win for our favorite game. Oh yeah. So watch out for that chat. It's going to be during the match this time because we want to get things rolling. We just got to get into this action.
The first 30 seconds of setup time for Team Red are beginning now, and Life is ready on the carts. This is important to note for Canyon. This map, Red has a huge advantage at the pre-checkpoint. No dashes are available for Blue until they get almost to the Red team spawn, and that is going to play more and more of a factor as the cart gets further and further along towards checkpoint.
Seems like we need to turn the music down a touch.
Yeah, I've got it.
But yeah, here we go. We're seeing some really nice cart focus here, or fart crocus as we say in the business. And we're seeing that we're finally getting taken up. But look at that immediate replacement by Castle there, getting a nice little double stack as they go and push up and push open up. And as Gumbo was saying here, that the killing
Lazarus
yourself
takes himself out. When your spawn is right there, though, that's not as huge of a deal. You still want to be playing your life a little bit, but as Blue team, your spawn's right by cart. You may not have any dashes to get to cart, but you don't really need them. And so taking yourself out like that is a worthwhile endeavor as the cart gets further. Of course, that is not going to be true. We're going to see probably a lot more team setups, holds, and pushing all together as Blue. Thus far, REKT has not had any solid hold on the cart, although that's kind of expected. As soon as the cart starts to pass underneath this high rail and even enter this open area, that is when we really start to see a lot of holds on Team Red if they can get any sort of momentum and advantage back in their favor here. FQP moving his arms, giving a little bit of a wave on the cart here as he rides along, almost like he's pushing it himself, a little shopping cart movement here.
And look at how much things are going right here. I see Virtual in the chat saying Life is flying, and Life is flying right now. This cart is absolutely gunning it. I mean, they are moving at insane speeds, and that's because Life, like I talked about in the last one, they're willing to do these little micro stacks. But I think most importantly, you just saw someone just got an amazing flank dash right there, and so we can't see it on the cam here, but you know that there's someone in the behind of the spawn of REKT taking them out from the back while they're trying to focus on the cart. You can't look at 2 places at once, but Baron, oh my gosh, apparently can, getting a really nice 2K there. Red going to try to kill Castle before he can get the flank. Now we're going to see that Life is really disjointed here. That there was not a very good group up out of Life there. They were all in too many different places. People continue to push even after multiple Life members died. So we're going to see this cart is going to stay down for a little bit. And this is what REKT needs. REKT needs to shut this cart down, but I'm not seeing any Red standing on cart. Oh my gosh, look at that immediate follow-up coming out of Life. Life is able to not need to do so much grouping because REKT just isn't standing on cart. REKT isn't focusing on cart to take it out and stop the movement so that Life is able to just trickle on. Normally here you'd want to see a complete group up, 5-man, all 5 blue team pushing up towards that cart because that's what you need to break a defense, but Life doesn't need to do that because REKT isn't given a defense. REKT is now desperately standing on cart, but Castle is going to try to go in for the flank, get on that cart, is going to get shot in the back by .com. .com is going to try to shut down the high rail here. Something I think worth noting is that this is the map that REKT wanted to play. This was REKT's probably most preferred map of the whole game, because they did ban Launchpad being Life's most preferred payload. And so this is REKT's game to lose. REKT loses this, they lose the whole grand finals. Life is going to end up winning it. And they're going to lose it on, it seems like the map that they ended up choosing.
Typically, this pre-checkpoint also is the easiest for Team Red to hold on to because they have so many dashes within range of themselves. They have so much health, they don't have to really go anywhere for it. And as long as they lock down that flank dash, the opportunity for the blue team to get behind are few and far between. That being said, Life staying laser focused on that card and not letting REKT really start to put pressure in this chaos area, where there's a bit of a flank route that Blue can try and use to get behind the defense of Team Red of REKT. Life has done a very good job at keeping the pressure up, but still somehow managing to group in between all of that, and they get checkpoint because of that.
Yeah.
With plenty of time left on the clock, REKT really has their work cut out for them, and now Life has a ton of dashes at their disposal, and REKT does not. Holding them away from 100% at this point is going to be a tall order in itself.
Absolutely. They're doing a great job now here trying to catch back what has been lost. We're seeing a 2-minute checkpoint is just absolutely insane. You really do not see that much. It's really, really hard to break a 2-minute lead like that. And Canyon probably is the easiest, definitely rather, is the easiest payload to make it to 100%. So a 100% out of Life absolutely is in the cards here. I just want to say, Dit said, we'll match up to $250 for any Ko-Fi donations made before the end of Dasher Finals, meaning the end of this video. Could be even the end of this very map. So if you want to donate to Dash League, now is the time to do it. Ditz is willing to double every dollar you put in. If you love seeing games like this is the way that we keep on going. This is the way that we're able to give away literally hundreds of dollars in real-life versions of these guns that you can hold in your hand. I can say that. They're so nice to feel like you're in that game. So please donate now to the Ko-Fi. It is going to be in the description here. But we are seeing Lazarus is getting kind of run around. He's trying to chase some random kill that maybe I wouldn't have chased normally. Now he's getting really distracted, not able to help his team on the cart, but it seems like it doesn't matter as his cart is flying right now. Castle doing some really, really good cart focus. Standing on the cart, making sure it's moving. Lazarus now, I thought he suicided the shocks, but not quite. Here we see some amazing movement by Servoid, getting a 3K. Servoid absolutely carrying right now.
What a huge momentum boost. REKT really needed that. Just one minor team wipe is enough to give REKT a chance to really start and hold the cart here, because they have a straightaway line to get to the objective through their leftmost spawn opening, riding that rail. As long as the pressure stays up on Life, then Life's going to have a hard time stopping them getting back to cart so quickly, but the cart is moving. Once again, REKT just cannot seem to get a very solid hold. I think part of that, what worked earlier, was Servoid having that shock. Life has been so laser focused on having anybody on the cart at all times, that having any sort of explosive, whether shocks or rockets, is going to be a necessary thing for REKT, and they just have not seemed to take advantage of that enough to hold the cart for an extended period of time.
Absolutely. I just want to say shout out to Humbles. Thank you so much for donating to the Ko-Fi. And that is, oh my gosh, Doll donating $51.
Thank you.
Get some W Doll, W Humbles, and W.
Let's go.
In that chat, please. That is crazy. This is really what the league loves. Getting so many people lovingly supporting us. Thank you so much, everybody. But we need to focus on this game. Destroyer here is locked in. You know that they're focused. Destroyer trying to back up the people that are shooting cart in back. Look at that. Destroyer waits until he knows his teammate's going to die on cart. He knows that he can't, wipe the entire enemy team completely on his own. So what he does is he waits for his team to die so that he can just get a few more seconds of cart focus, of getting some cart movement. That is so beautiful. That is so good coordination by all of these teams. This is the top level, and this is why Life is moving so fast right now. Baron here is going to try to ride the main rail, my favorite disruption tactic, to try and break up the group up that we know Life is doing. The cart is now so far forward towards REKT spawn that Life has to group. There is no more trickling to make it here. And so, knowing that, Baron tries to push forward and take out the people that he knows are grouping up and to try to disrupt that timing, because getting a few kills isn't just important that you get some kills, but it's important that you disjoint their groups, that you make it so that the 3 people, the 2 people, the 1 people they don't have their teammates with them anymore, so that the rest of your team can much more easily get the kills that they need to take out. Now here we see Bread did not stand on cart. Those little micro pushes are what's going to make it, but Bread is doing a great job taking on Castle there, getting a 2K, possibly a 3K. Look at that, Bread absolutely moving. Can he make it a 4K? That's a 4K, almost an entire team. Like Bread doing absolutely crazy work right there. Venom going to try to follow it up. Universal, thank you so much for your $10 donation.
Yeah, shout out Universal.
Thank you, Universal. Shout out Uni, everybody. You Uni in the chat. Thank you. REKT is absolutely fighting for their lives right now. That is so true. But like I said, this is the easiest map to make 100% on. So it definitely is possible that when we switch sides, REKT just like puts into gear. They know everything is on the line right now. And they put so much heart focus. Blister, $20.
Blister.
Oh my gosh, things are going crazy. We need dits in the chat more often, man. This is crazy. We're going. This is great. We love it. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Bread getting some really nice kills on cart there. A wipe on cart. Now what I would like to see is REKT push up. REKT needs to push up and take some space here. He took too long. F2P knew it was coming. Took him out on the main rail like that. But .com luckily is able to save the day, getting the kill on F2P, trying to go over and focus on the cart killer. The Castle is able to get a little micro movement. Again, Bread getting kills, but not getting kills on the cart. See, REKT is doing a great job of getting a lot of wipes here, but you notice that every single push like this, Life is getting 1, 2, maybe even 3%.
It's also hard to beat players like F2P down that main rail, who perfectly times the dash and the ping difference between players to the ideal microsecond to grab that dash before you do and put you in a bad spot. We saw that multiple times as Bread and other players were trying to move down that main rail. F2P pops up at just the right moment to steal that dash, and that makes it so REKT can't get behind the front line of the team in blue. Dotted Comms trying to make that work without grabbing that extra dash, not going to survive, but Castle does go down. Enough of his teammates are following up to make that work. F2P still alive though, along with Evil Pancake and one other teammate, I think that's Lazarus, moving down the main rail. This is going to turn into another push, but can they move the cart significantly? REKT players going down, no more shocks from Servoid, double stack on the cart, turns into several kills, back and forth. Venom, are they going to get the last 3 kills there?
Crazy.
Life wiped.
Crazy gameplay, crazy $52 donation from a truly dashing individual. Oh my gosh, guys, the chat is blowing up. Also, Dit's cracking me up saying that anyone know where I can get a loan. That was so funny. Oh, Venom turned his back on the cart, and that's all it took. And now there's a little bit of cart movement here. 5% with 1 minute remaining.
Less than 5%.
Less than 5%. Less than 5% with more than 1 minute remaining. Let's get specifics here, Bob. And so we need just a little bit more on that cart by both teams. That could be all it takes to end up making it to this 100%. Exactly 1 minute left. We're seeing Lazarus getting something crazy cart movement. That was a 1.5% by Lazarus alone right there. Lazarus doing some absolutely crazy carrying. F2P Baron. F2P dashing straight past Baron. Baron getting his ankles broken as Evil Pancake takes him out. Oh my gosh. We're seeing Evil Pancake get a nice 2K there. He's up at the top of the attic with his team, getting a really, really good headshot there. That's 4 down on REKT. This could be it. That's 99.2%. Castle, can he finish it out? 99.5%.
Shocked by Servoid. F2P takes him out. Wow. 30 seconds left. Life at 100%. This is, I will say, this is not great. It's not good. But this is doable. This is REKT we're talking about.
Yeah.
They can do this. It is not going to be easy. Life had a very strong performance. They've been very consistent on Abyss, as we saw earlier with their cart stacking as the defensive team, with their rockets as the defensive team.
Yes.
F2P is not the only one doing that. It's important to note. Other players on Life have been picking up where anytime F2P goes down. But REKT can do this. 100% with 30 seconds left, or I guess 31 seconds left in their case, is doable. This pre-checkpoint and the way this initial part of the map goes is going to be very telling. The opener has begun, the cart exits the spawn door, Destroyer locks down the flank route with double shotguns.
I just want to jump in here and say Little Owl became a Dasher member, the top member of the monthly subscription for Dash League. A king in the making. Thank you so much. Thank you, Little Owl, so much. But like you said, we are jumping into REKT's blue side here, already making it 11%. Now look at this. Look, Life is standing on the cart as Red this early, literally standing outside of their spawn, standing on the cart. That is the objective focus. That is the reason that Life was able to make it to 100%. And I am just praying that we are going to see that same level of cart focus out of REKT here. But we're seeing that the cart is already down right now. Venom trying to get on top of it. F2P physically moving and dodging, hiding behind a rock. In what other game do you see people physically hiding behind a rock to try to get kills onto that cart? Absolutely. It's just so much fun to watch. Lazarus with the amazing shots right there. Gets taken out though, doesn't quite take out the cart, and now we're gonna need to see some.
Oh
my gosh!
no, the rocket!
I was just gonna say we need to see some stacking coming out of REKT, but then the rocket comes out.
F2's still alive? Okay,
Oh
just
my
now
gosh.
just now going down. Finally, the Destroyer back on that flank draw, back in Chaos Room, getting more kills, more and more kills down the main.
REKT dropped one.
Really losing steam.
Oh, REKT dropped one?
Oh no, Sugar's
Sugar's in.
filling in now. Somebody on REKT dropped. No wonder they were getting held up this early. That is not a great start for REKT still. 4.5 minutes on the clock if they can get the momentum in their favor. If they can start holding this chaos.
IV!
Whoa!
$250?
Thank you.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you very much. Truly dashing individual indeed. Pancake going to be holding down this sight line in Doll's name for the support.
Doll health.
Servoid now starting to stack that card. I think Rockets for Life just went down. F2P has gone down. Evil Pancake not going to survive in that stupid spot, in that little hidey hole behind that pillar that many players don't check as they blindly rush down main rail. The cart is moving, and there is a possibility of making checkpoint if the cart doesn't get held up too much longer as we turn this corner. But if you remember, Life did not get fully stopped hardly at all until they were well past this corner, until they were well within sight of that checkpoint while riding the cart, and REKT is keeping that in mind, but not quite able to get flanks on F2P and prevent him from picking up those rockets. F2P is absolutely locked in. He's been playing 3 maps before this of top-tier Hyper Dash gameplay here in Dash League, and he has been bobbing, weaving, dodging around, being as difficult to spot, as difficult to hit as possible, while still consistently getting carts that are shots that at least threaten the objective. And F2P is still alive. Nobody on REKT able to get through the flank. Life with a pretty solid hold here, and stacking the cart as well. I'm sure Castle and other players on Life are calling that out, making sure that they're doing that. A good clear out of Bread, but he's the only one on his team alive here at cart and not able to get movement all by himself. Nobody on REKT able to follow up as Destroyer destroys here in the health room, moves forward down that main rail, just getting every little kill that he can to prevent a group up on the part of REKT. Evil Pancake rides the objective, locks down that main rail, goes on the hunt into the Chaos Room, decides to back up with his teammate because he didn't see anybody playing too aggressive. REKT just is struggling to get any sort of grouping here with no dashes available to them, and with this aggressive defensive hold that Life has been going for. They've been moving forward almost like an amoeba through their spawn, through the cart, through the health room, down the main rail, and REKT just cannot seem to latch on to this objective. This might be an opportunity for them to do so. A couple kills on the team in red, just need to prevent those rockets from getting shots on cart, and need to have blue players following up on the objective. They are flooding down the main rail, nobody on Life able to
Really
respawn,
good cart focus
hold
here.
things down.
Oh my gosh, that great double stack. They saw that the rockets died, they immediately double stacked it. That is the level that I want to see out of REKT. But let's not forget that right here, the cart was already through the checkpoint. Jeez, I can't even talk. I'm so focused on this donation from Dave. Jeez, Dave, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you very much.
But here we're seeing that they already were at checkpoint at this point by 30 seconds, and REKT now needs to just make the checkpoint. F2P has his rockets up.
Oh, Baron takes up
Oh my
FTP.
gosh, Baron with the amazing flank.
Is anybody
But
gonna...
No! Those shock suicides,
Oh,
so
no.
close. And we see Sugar does win the 1v1. He's just better, but he does get taken out by Castle. Castle sees that there's a REKT player in his flank, which that flanker is hopefully going to take out that rocket, but it seems like it's just not quite going to be enough. Castle, look at that. Castle is literally one shot and standing on cart. He will die for the cause as he wants to make sure this cart is not moving. We're officially 1 minute until they need to make checkpoint. And they do not have enough time. Where do we get 400%? Right. I don't know.
And speech therapy too.
Yeah.
we could really use.
What do you think this Dash League money's going towards?
It's going towards our tea that we get to drink in between maps and during ad breaks. But almost approaching 30 seconds on the clock. REKT getting a decent push down main rail, but is it going to turn into movement? Sugar following up from behind. F2P clearing the cart. Nobody
So
on
close.
REKT really locking him down, but they are pushing him into unideal positions. 23 seconds on the clock. REKT can maybe make it overtime through this objective, but can they make up for the lost time towards the 100% mark? Can they even make it through with F2P lodged away in this sneaky little position here? He's able to hit the cart and get instant explosive
Oh, that's checkpoint. They
headshots.
made the
That's
checkpoint
right.
right
Whoa,
there.
when did they
So
do that?
close.
F2P
Oh
alive,
my
but not
gosh.
shooting at the right times.
So they're officially, what, 1 minute and 55 seconds behind where Life was. That is a significant difference. But what is also significant is this $250 from Ditz. My gosh, you guys are just going absolutely crazy. Ditz is the king. W Ditz, W Ditz, W Joseph, WIV, W everybody. Oh my gosh.
$250 checkpoint. Thank you very much. That is well said, Raider. And speaking of well done, well said, Baron moving down the main rail takes out Lazarus. So far, momentum in REKT's favor. They haven't really been held up too far, and Baron's trying to make sure that nobody gets behind that cart, like happened just now. Now 2 players on Life behind that objective. Nobody on REKT able to comfortably ride this objective right now. Destroyer in the flanks, always in those sneaky backline positions here. Plenty of dashes to dance around. Baron goes down. The cart is stopped once again. REKT desperately trying to move this objective a little counterintuitively. We've been harped so much about them needing to have objective focus. That's kind of kicking them a little bit at this point, because they're not able to get a consistent hold. They're able to get to the cart one player at a time, but not able to stay there for very long. Finally able to get some sort of hold, but not quite going up into the spawn like we saw Life doing when they were blue side. Really circling back to the cart, trying to double stack as much as possible. They know that this is a desperate territory that they're in. So far, though, Life getting held up by just a couple players on the part of REKT, not able to make it to the objective until just now. Destroyer moving in, several players on Life moving in, mostly one at a time. Destroyer and Castle, last ones left alive here at the objective. And the cart gets held. Once again, 4 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. And here seeing Gatsby talk about it in the chat, which I love. What's up, Gatsby? Man.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
Man, talking about F2P on rockets on both payloads have been the difference maker so far. Absolutely. I mean, F2P might be the best rocketeer of all time. I mean, I'm willing to stand on some business here. F2P is such an amazing rocketeer. What makes him such an amazing rocketeer is not that he's able to control the rockets where they perfectly hit cart every single life. No, it's like, it is not a thing of aim. It is a thing of understanding what is happening, where you are needed, and why the rockets are needed. And F2P is a master at being like, right now, rockets are not needed. It's fine. Oh, they start stacking. I'm going to immediately shut this down, get some rockets, make it so REKT can't double stack. And I said it a million times when Life was on blue team, that Life kept double stacking. They get on and off all together, because there was no rockets there to punish that.
Wow.
The direct counter to that is rockets. That was an amazing roll. Oh my gosh.
Job, Sugar. Wow.
But we just aren't seeing that same level of rocket dedication coming out of REKT's side. And so now REKT is struggling to get that cart focus, to get everything moving. Now we're seeing some really, really good fights happening on this cart right now, as Destroyer is going to be, it seems like, the last one standing. Destroyer, I would like to see Destroyer take some space here. Does end up getting the kill on Baron. Destroyer's going to fall back. I don't really like that positioning. Destroyer definitely could benefit from pushing forward like that. If he was a little faster, maybe he could have got that dash. He did end up getting taken out. But Venom ended up getting taken out, so now the sides are equal. Pancake getting a really nice kill. Someone else getting Lazarus on a 3K right now. Going absolutely crazy. Sugar trying to clean up on his own, but it's only the one guy, and then Rockets finish him off. Oh my god, a lucky left-handed headshot from Destroyer right there. Now taking out Venom. We're seeing how disjointed REKT is right here. Things are not looking good for REKT. Life had, I think, over 4 minutes remaining at this exact point, so they need to do it in literally half the time.
You said it very pointedly, Universal, in the chat, that the adrenaline has kicked in, for better and for worse. Sometimes it can make you a little bit discoordinated, but sometimes it can win you fights in key moments, as long as you can stay focused enough on the objective and on keeping those killer rockets down, then the cart's going to continue to flood forward like it is now. Minute 57 on the clock, 90%. Like I said, this is doable, but they have to get 31 seconds at that 100% mark. I'm sure REKT is locked in on that number. Pretty much, they just have 1 minute left on the clock, not a minute and 40 seconds to make it to this 100% mark. A couple good pushes, and they can do it, and we might go to a checkpoint. but Life also well aware of this, bringing up the rockets, and I think bringing up the shocks as well. I might have seen shocks somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if they were just going to stack cart for this next minute and explode. All of these REKT players flooding in with the adrenaline surging, with the pressure on. Servoid going for a flank, trying to push the Rocketeer out of position. Has to find the Rocketeer first, though.
Ooh.
Finds shocks, takes out Lazarus.
Dodge. He dodged that shock so perfectly.
Card is moving. Servoid just
Nice.
goes down. F2P finally making his big reveal after his teammate Lazarus goes down. Sugar takes out the rockets. That is the key moment for the rest of REKT to try and flood in.
Gosh.
But Lazarus, the final kill after respawning, is going to end up holding this card. The card is moving, though.
This is so close.
Who in Life is going to hold this? 95.91%. 50 seconds on the clock means 30 seconds left for REKT to try and tie up the maps and bring it to control point. Life stacking this objective. 10 seconds left on the clock before REKT might be down for the count. Servoid.
Oh my gosh, the shocks.
30.
Come on, get on it.
What a killer hold.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
that might be it. I don't
Let's
know
see if they can make it to that 100%.
I don't know if they can. Still trying. They're still trying. Sneaky rockets out of blue side, but most of those blue players going down. Life stacking this cart desperately, not going to let REKT make it to that 100% mark. Destroyer with a flank position, ready to hop on as soon as his teammate Castle goes down. Final push out of
5
REKT
seconds
for the overtime, but explosives
3,
go down.
2,
Is
1.
anybody on REKT in position?
Oh,
Life wins.
We are seeing that Life is your Season 9 champions. The grand finals is complete. What a final match. What a total match. What a great map. Look at the celebration coming out of Life there. We are going to see the final score of this amazing season. Oh my gosh, what a game to watch. Over on Life side, we see Evil Pancake is going 92 and 87. Absolutely insane, almost dropping 100. Right behind Destroyer, top fragging over on their side, going 93 and 80. I never thought I'd see the day that Pancake, is getting outdone. Over on REKT side, we see Venom going 75 and 83, 10k score, doing a lot of cart focus we saw out of him. And Baron just right behind over on Life for the kills, going 92 and 86. Absolutely insane. I saw Shout say somewhere that he wanted to give the MVD of REKT over to Baron, and I am inclined to agree that Baron was absolutely destroying that whole game, the whole match. This was such a fun game to watch.
What a bunch of excellent players, really playing together at a top level. You love to see it in matches like this as we head into the lobby at the end of the line. The winner of Dash League Season 9 Dasher Tier, the finalists, the first place, the best is Life for the second season. Second season.
Or no, is it? Yeah, in a row.
Yeah, that's
in a
the
row.
second in a row too.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
they are on a roll. The only team besides Life to win more than one Dasher Tier final is D.
Yeah, is determined. The best team of all time, the most famous team in all of Hyperdash. Life is seriously taking some great titles, some great names in their team. For their taking home all the bacon, basically. I mean, crazy.
Yeah, what a match. REKT certainly didn't make it easy for them. There were many opportunities on every single map where REKT had a clear chance to bring it home, just was not quite able to close it down, except on that quarry with a crazy turnaround, a wild turnaround when they were 1 point down right at the beginning. It seems like Life just locked in as a team, as a coordinated unit, and that really made a difference on these payloads especially.
Absolutely. Hey, just real quick for everybody here in the chat, I see that we've very consistently had over 100 watchers over this match, and we still have 100 right now. I just want to say, please do not click off, because we have that giveaway winners, and if you want to know who won and how to claim your prizes, you've got to stick around. It will not be much longer, though. We are finalizing everything for those giveaways, so everybody can get those wheel spins. Now we're seeing here this great graphic that Goose has up.
Hey, thanks. Actually, so shout out to Dave for getting all the data in there. So love that. Helps to visualize a little bit more. But yeah, let's get these this wheel spinning here. Let me get the old wheel up there. Thank you, Gollum, for sending me those names.
Sure, yeah. Now, I mean, we can get it, but it's a little bit of setup with the wheels and everything. That's let's talk about Willow a little bit about how that match went. So the first domination, that quarry, really back and forth. I think what worked well for REKT was that kind of like kick into high gear, that adrenaline rush after life scored that first point. They seemed to get more coordinated in the moment. Something about that really worked for them that kind of inversely worked against them as they moved on to the next maps. I think
seems like it.
In a lot of the individual fights, REKT did excellently, which is kind of a trend we see in a lot of top teams. Is one team does a bit better on the individual fights, but when it comes to a whole team fight, which and usually is the more important type of fight to win, another team is going to be a little bit better at that. It turns out Life was that team today. Does that kind of track in your mind about how this went?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. I think that this match was just kind of crazy, and it was just the little mistakes. It was the little tiny things that added up. We saw on that first map that REKT won, it was the little mistakes out of Life that they weren't grouping up quite enough to end up getting that victory. And we saw later on, like in the waterway, that REKT wasn't able to get those that coordination to try and hit multiple points. We saw REKT was in the enemy base a whole ton, but they didn't have anyone to back up on B. And it's the small mistakes at these top level that really is the difference maker.
Yeah.
All right.
Very well put.
So are we ready to spin the wheel for the shock?
Drum roll, please, everybody.
All right.
Drum roll, please.
A real life golden shock. Let's get it.
Here we go with the wheel. Who's gonna win?
Octorati! Congratulations! Sorry,
Wow.
Dashel. Sorry, Dashel. Just barely missing out.
Bad day to be Dashel.
Thankfully, he'll have other opportunities in the future to win some of these other ones. Yeah.
And Gollum, just so that we're clear, who are we DMing for this?
We're going to DM me. Find Not Gollum in Discord, send me a DM or a DM request if we're not already friends, and I will be adding you to the list for giveaways and communicating you, initially at least, through that method. If for some reason somebody wins a giveaway, wants to give it to somebody else, that's okay. Just tell me in the DMs, reach out to me in DMs, I am on the lookout. That goes for every giveaway here.
I just want to interject here too that if you do not have a Discord, you're just a viewer, that you can also email support@dashleague.games. Support@dashleague.games. You can email, say that you're the winner. We will need some proof. It'll be a whole thing. It'll be fine. So it's probably easier to do it through the Discord, but absolutely, if you do not have the Discord or you're having some issues, please send that email to claim your prize.
Awesome.
So we have the next giveaway here. What is it?
So we are going to be giving away a $50 gift card to the merch store and $100 to a charity.
A big $150 prize right there.
All
This
right.
is a big one.
Yes, and here we go. We're spinning the wheel. Who is it going to land on? It is Ajax Water.
Ajax.
Special treatment here. I'm sorry. So close, but Ajax Water winning the day here. The wheel weighted in his favor.
Oh yeah, and now he can get that sweet life merch.
Uh-huh.
The reigning champion.
All right, now
congratulations, Ajax.
Let's get the next group in here. This is for $100 plus $100 charity donation.
That's right. $200 prize.
So
I think these are courtesy of Dits, right?
I mean, multiple donations. Many of them anonymous, but Dits is one of the contributors. So thank you very much for that, and thank you to the other anonymous donators. And if any of you wish to be named, you're more than welcome to let me know in the chat. But all of this is because of the beautiful, wonderful community that we have working with us, this international community that makes Dash League happen.
Absolutely. All right, here we go for a $100 gift card and $100 to a charity. Who is going to win? Aaron, I
am.
Aaron, baby.
Congratulations. A lot of A people winning these things. Maybe it is weighted towards A.
All right,
That's
and
funny.
now the last giveaway.
Which is two different prizes. So
yes.
we'll just spin this wheel twice, actually.
And this is for the DLC, correct?
Yes, this is for the DLC, and there's less names on here, so you have a higher chance of winning.
Some of them bigger than others too, apparently.
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Spinning that wheel. Here we go. Another A player.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Dave!
Dave! Woo! Congratulations, Dave. You get one of the two skins. You will get the first choice between the two for these new skins. We are going to be spinning the wheel for the second of the bundle.
Absolutely. All right, here we go.
Who wants that DLC, that Hyperdash DLC?
All right, should we respin?
Yeah, I think
let's go ahead and respin.
Yes, all right.
Thank you, Octorati, but you know, with all due respect, you do have one victory under your belt.
Oh,
Grim! Oh yeah!
Congratulations,
nice.
Grim, on winning the DLC. We will be in contact with you and with all of the other winners in this Dash League Dasher Tier Finals match, and all the winners of all the other streams. Be sure to check those out.
Absolutely. Just a reminder, you got to reach out to Not Gollum on Discord or reach out to support@dashleague.com from email, and you can get your prizes. That was literally hundreds of dollars of giveaways right there. And so we thank you all so much for joining us and watching. It really means a lot. This has been, I think, in my opinion, the best cast of all time in Dash League history.
Yeah, it just keep getting better and better. And it's also because of wonderful, very hardworking people like Goose, our amazing caster and one of the top tier graphic designers. Many of the people who made animation videos too, like Grim, for example, who are some of these other people that we should be shouting out. I mean,
Small
I
Quad,
could just shout out everybody
Dave.
at this point, but
yeah, Dave, our web dev, who did
this has just been a huge team effort to get us to this point. Just want to shout out the entire production team for this. It's been so amazing.
Thank you for Raider streaming to the metaverse. Also,
yes.
A very cool method to be watching Dash League games. So thank you to everybody also who checked out the metaverse during this cast, and some of the other casts in the future also going on there. Some of the past ones have been in there. Just check it out on your phone, on your PC. It's a great place to hang out.
Absolutely. And we're streaming to TikTok for the first time today, and I don't know how successful that is, but I'm sure a lot of people have been checking that out.
Yeah. I think it went pretty well. I can actually pull up the stats here right now while you guys keep talking.
And if any of the captains of either team or players of either team are willing and interested to hop in here, give a little bit of a post-game talk and interview, that's something that we're available for. You can just join the community VC here on the Dash League Discord, and we might drag you in. So far, I don't see anybody waiting in there, although I'm sure some people are asking about it. But, you know, I wouldn't blame them if pretty much everybody was dead tired at this point, drenched in sweat and laying on the ground, just breathing or going to sleep right now after what an intense, long, constant match that was.
Absolutely. I just want to say that we got just short of 1,700 likes over on the TikTok live stream. So thank you everybody who was over there. That is really huge, really a great way to be the first time live streaming over there. And real quick, just a final thing for the people watching over on VRML. This has been a great Dash League X VRML season. VRML is the GOATs. They're great. They do. Right. I mean, if you love what we do over here at Dash League, you'll love what they do over there at VRML. If you love what you do over there at VRML, playing Veil, playing Orion, all those things, then you should, or Orion, or Drift, then you should come over here to Dash League. You know, play some of, in my opinion, the best VR game that has ever existed.
Check out this game. Check out this league. Check out our training league as well, DLU. If you're not feeling ready to join a team or create a team for the next Dash League season right away, although you are allowed to do so, you can check out DLU, get some practice, training, and tips from Dash League veterans such as Willow.
Such as your favorite Willow. Your favorite champion Willow. Also want to shout out.
And we have Lazarus jumping in here.
Yeah,
with the frog profile pic.
Yeah.
Castle would join, but he's currently moving out of his apartment. Today was his last day, so unfortunately, yeah.
He
packed up everything except for his headset and played.
Oh my gosh.
The dedication we have for Dash League is
wow.
real. I can't believe he overstayed his lease. That's so funny.
But he did great. Oh no, he joined!
Castle's in here!
Hey,
Uh-oh.
there he is.
Castle.
I thought you weren't allowed to be here.
Newly homeless Castle.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
How are you feeling after that victory, man?
Oh my gosh, I'm sweaty.
That's what we were just saying.
So sweaty.
I'm surprised you guys aren't knocked out, dead asleep on a bed or something right now.
Oh man, so much adrenaline. Like I can't stop moving. I'm like walking around my empty apartment trying to like take a breather.
I have a question for you guys. This is two important moments that happened decently early on in this playoffs. Is how did you feel after the quarry versus how did you feel after the waterway moving into the payloads? What was going through your mind at those times? Either Castle or Laz or both of you.
Well, I mean, I've been playing a long time, so losing a first map's pretty, it's okay. Everyone gets a map, that's my thought process. So I was like, you know what? We know that we can do payloads, and we know that we've all played Waterway really well. So I'll be honest, I was a little worried, but at the same time, I was like, you just got to focus on the next map. So I was just telling the team, focus on the next map, rub that, shake that one off, and move forward. And I trusted my team. I knew they had my back. So.
Unlike Castle, I thought it was over. I thought we were cooked. I was like, sub me out, get me out. It's too much, coach. I forgot what role I was on Quarry, and I started going tunnel. It was great. I mean, I've played tunnel for 4 years, and now I'm playing B, and it's like the DNA is telling me to do different things. But yeah. I mean, I thought Waterway was REKT's strongest map. I think .com is like the best Waterway player by far.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yes.
I put money on that too.
Because he just provides something so unique to the game and like something nobody else can do. And I mean, we just did a great job of kind of defending our base and then getting some good counter pushes. Waterway is the only map we actually walked through before the game, so
yeah,
I'm not surprised we did so well on it.
Yeah, I know. I did some weird stuff on Waterway to try to counter what they were doing. And Laz kind of walked me through like what he thought they'd do, and he's pretty spot on. So I was able to catch some guys off guard. So
yeah. I mean, I was on a team with him for seasons, so
yeah,
a little insider knowledge. But I'll answer Shout's question, I guess.
Sure, go ahead.
But I actually want to say something personally.
Yeah.
So I joined the team partway through the season. I negotiated with REKT during Cycle 6 and this game, and generally there's like. At least from my experience, there tends to be a lot of drama when you're playing competitor teams, especially in negotiations.
Right.
But with REKT, I mean, it was smooth sailing. Like there was no arguing, there was no drama. We just picked a time and we made it work. And I just really want to thank them for making it, easy and not like a drama battle. And we just got to play the game and have fun.
Oh yeah.
Bring our best lineups.
Professional competitors is kind of what you're saying.
Yeah. They both of the captains, Sugar and Venom. Just were very civil, respectful, and it made the game more enjoyable. I think I would have enjoyed this less if there was a bunch of drama leading up to it, and I want to thank them for that.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point to point out that this is what this is about. It's about having fun. It's about things being enjoyable. And when both of the best teams, in the world get to come here, that they like each other, they like the game, they come in together, and it's just a true appreciation for this game. That is what makes this so beautiful and so much fun, and like nothing else, I mean, it's just this game has an amazing community, it has amazing casters, and has even better players.
Yeah.
And I mean,
very well said.
Oh, the Sugar's in here. Great. Yeah, I mean, I'm really bummed I couldn't play against C2. Maybe Sugar can talk about it, but I think he was sick today. And .com apparently had a feeder. So, a fever, sorry. But,
yeah.
But, anyways, hi Sugar, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Yeah, C2 was really sick today. He was like, I called him. He was just like bedridden. He couldn't play.
Oh, that stinks.
That's tough.
But yeah, good game, guys. That was a good one. That was a good season. I think honestly, both of our teams, REKT and Life, we both had like really successful seasons.
Yeah.
And I honestly think a lot of people went into this game thinking it was some kind of like foregone conclusion, or it's going to be like really one-sided either way. I didn't see that at all, and I think afterwards, I think we left our impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure. And yeah, I mean, I feel like there's not much I can really comment on. It's unfortunate that we had so many drops. Like I came in on that canyon, I was sat on my ass on the couch, and I had to get up and like frantically like put my stuff on and get in the game. And
was it the same person that dropped twice? I didn't remember.
it was no, Cream dropped once in the Abyss, and then .com dropped in the canyon.
Oh, sucks.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But you guys put up a great fight, and both teams just did phenomenal. Like, you know, doing the play-by-play and everything. Like, you know, it's easy for us sitting here to be like, oh man, this thing didn't quite work out like this team wanted it to go, and this and that. But like, I mean, truly, sometimes I watch, you know, I mean, even you, Sugar, or whoever on both teams, like, just do some incredible play where they, you know, it feels like they're jumping upside down and doing backflips and going around, and they're just doing these things that are, you know, so few people in the world can do, and it is just so much fun to watch. And you guys really put up a great show.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen that many like quick like turnaround kills in a game like that.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's using like smooth turn, so it's really interesting. Like I don't think a lot of people are using like snap turn where they're just immediately turning around like that. So everyone's just like doing circles.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining the booth.
Yeah, hey,
you guys put
can
up
we get
the
a
best
quick
show.
VRML spiel for round 2?
Oh yeah.
Sure,
I gotta
in
go.
The chat, round 2 is asking what.
I gotta go real quick. So,
is VRML?
these guys.
All right. Yeah, see you guys.
See you, Caston. Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys can drop at any point. Thank you so much for joining. What is VRML? That's a great point. VRML stands for VR Master League, Virtual Reality Master League. They are another league similar to this one. This is Dash League. We do everything Hyper Dash related. VRML is a master league of other games that are out there. So games like Veil, which I've competed in at a top level, and the new game that they just added in, Orion Drift, that I was talking about. That, you know, that's another place that if you love VR and you love playing VR games and you want to play other VR games, the VRML is a great way to go. And similarly, if you're a big VRML player and you've only ever played MilSims, I promise you, the Hyperdash, I looked at Hyperdash, I said, I've been playing VR for years. I can do this easy peasy. And I got in and got absolutely destroyed. Like, it is a whole new ball game, and I love that about it. It feels different to any game that I've ever played. I mean, the closest thing you can call it to is like Super Hot, I guess, but that's like, you know, that's a stretch.
And an individual game too.
Yeah,
this
totally.
is all team based. Also, from playing as a team versus just going in pubs and messing around, very big difference as well. Very different experience. And in my opinion, the best way to experience this game is with a team.
Totally. And I love the social. I only play social games now. I just love everybody that I play with. Like, it's just so much fun. Yeah. Speaking of loving people, I just want to give a little bit of final love to Doll, who had allowed a lot of the giveaways that we had, and then Ditz, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like, everybody say thank you to Ditz. Like, give him love when you see him in game. Ditz is just the best.
Yeah, he actually played in a match earlier today. You should go watch that.
Yeah, nice. And then 4, of course, doing the crazy donation. And everyone else who donated, you guys truly are just keeping this league alive. We honestly didn't know how much longer this league could go, and seeing all of this support and seeing that we went from, gosh, like, can this even continue, to the best stream ever and the best tournament ever that we hosted just recently, and one of my favorite seasons we've ever hosted. It just shows that there's so much life left in this game.
We are so back.
We're so back.
We were never gone.
We were never gone.
Yeah, I mean, most leagues. I've competed in Overwatch in the past, and most games don't last 5 years.
No.
And I think the fact that we're approaching our 5th year, and you know, we're still going strong and counting, is, I think, just a testament to the community, the love of it. You know, people on REKT, I've played seasons with before. We all know each other. It's great. I want to add one more thing about VRML you forgot to mention, is they host LANs.
Right.
If you want to meet with other people who love VR, there's a VRML con that will be going on this summer. I don't want to say a date because I don't know off the top of my head, but I believe we'll post a link somewhere where you can sign up And also in the Discord, there's a link to join the Discord for that LAN.
Yeah, and if you, I mean, dude, I love going to LAN events. I love going. I love going to con like that. So if you want to go to the Comic-Con of VR, there's only one of those, and it's this. It's VRML. So you definitely should be joining in and checking it out. And it's just great. It's just great, and we love to be a part of it, and we love that you guys are all a part of this. Goose, do you have any final thoughts? Anything that you want to sound off on?
Well, you know, the best part about this is that this is not the last match of the season. It felt like it, but it's not. We've got more matches, more Dash League action for Season 9 playoffs coming up next weekend, right? I think that's the scheduling, how that works out.
Yeah, next weekend, for sure.
Oh, man. It is almost, it's late here, so I'm getting. But,
and if you didn't win a prize on stream, we're gonna be doing more giveaways next week. So tune in.
Yes. Way more. Honestly, like we didn't even get through half of our giveaways today.
Yeah.
So you want more giveaways? You come in next week.
Tune in.
We got more finals. We got Walker and I think Sprinter Tier playoffs, and then we've got third place matches. Everything.
For Dasher
we
Tier.
got everything for Dasher Tier. Yeah, it's so definitely come and watch. It is going to be a hoot.
Small Quad says, "Fit check, Goose. I got my Dash League T-shirt on and my Dash League hat." Ooh,
Something
baby.
that many of you gift card winners, but also anybody visiting the Dash League merch store could get. I will say, any of the merch gift card winners, if you are not based in the US, you will not be able to order straight through the store, but I will make something work. Promise me. I will be in coordination with every winner. Otherwise, if you're just buying something straight from the merch store at this time, for now, you must be based in the US. That's just an important asterisk there. But just to make it clear, I'll make sure the winners can get their prize and make use of their prize no matter where they are located.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say, just this. I know we played a bunch of advertisements in the middle, talking about buying Dubby and buying stuff from the merch store and whatnot. And I just want to say that being able to get support and give you something in return that you get. I can just say, I founded the team Loop. I played on Loop for years. And it is genuinely one of the things I'm proudest of, because it was so much fun to get some of the people I love most in this world, and we all compete together for the same shared goal to be the best possible versions of ourselves, and just set our mind to something and do it, and play this sport. And it was so much fun. And being able to go out and wear my Determined hat, my great team that I was on that I loved playing with. I love the Determined guys. Wear my Determined hat and my Loop sweatshirt, drink out of my Dash League mug. It just gives me a sense of pride like nothing else, and to know that it supports the league and it's something for you. There's something so personalized to you. I'm just so happy that we were able to get that working, and a huge thanks to Ladder Alice, who put a lot of work into putting that through. But really, if you guys are looking to get some merch, the league needs support at all times, especially as we're going to be going into a new season. This is when we need to get money to understand, if we can go host events, if we can, put together better live streams and all this stuff. So if you want to represent and get some merch, become a Ko-fi donor. Ko-fi donors do get merch as well if you become a high enough tier. All this stuff, it's just so worth it, and I'm so appreciative of everyone. Willow, will you speak like that at my funeral or my wedding? If you can ever get married, buddy. The funeral one.
He's dead. What do you mean?
I don't get married. Shout will never die. He'll never get married. He's a vampire.
Are we going to end the finals cast with close? Well, anyways, I think that's a better note than anything to end on.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining.
Yeah, thank you from the bottom of our hearts over here at Dash League. Thank you so much. Does anybody else have anything to say before we let everybody go?
That's all from me.
Anybody else? In the booth? We got a lot of people in here. Awesome.
Brett's looking for a team next season.
Did you ever talk?
No, I haven't said anything.
Brad, come on. What? Okay, Brad, you got to say something now.
There we go.
Walker team too.
Enough said. He made his point and he dipped.
Awesome.
Mad respect.
Well, seriously, thank you all for watching. We're at 2 hours, 37 minutes. Crazy long stream, but it was worth it. We're glad you were all here. We had a lot of viewers for all different platforms. So thank you. And from all of us here over at Dash League Network, we will see you next time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is near you, it's Dash League time, baby. And we will see you next time. Bye now.
Bye now. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.